The feedback from the competitors has always been the heart and soul of how Norwalk has changed. Having the builders first, I think, will always be our top priority. They are the bread and butter of this tournament. Without them, we'd be nothing.
NHRL is controlled chaos. I would say it's mostly controlled chaos.
It's the most glorious thing you can ever lay eyes on.
This is a place to have fun and compete and learn, and that's for everyone.
This is mayhem, this is carnage, this is madness, and I love it.
If you're gonna fly to the US to fight, it's gonna be a big event. I think Norwalk Havoc is the best organized competition that I've been into, that I've seen. So that's why we're here. It's gonna be fun.
We're always trying to make it inclusive and comfortable place to fight. Just come and have fun. That's all.
Good evening and welcome back to beautiful downtown South Norwalk for the evening edition of Norwalk Havoc September. My name is Luke Stengel. Joining me here in the broadcasting booth is my best friend and brother-in-law, Chris Disko. Hello, Chris.
Hey, Luke.
Chris, we have been fighting for 12 hours now. We just crowned a winner of the 30-pound finals, Chad, New, and Yahoo, going home with a golden dumpster and $1,000 cash. We still have to crown winners of the 3 pounds and the 12 pounds. That is going to be happening on this stream. Now, very exciting. We've just seen incredible fights, both in the beetles and in the 12s so far today. And really very exciting. We've just got some incredible fights ahead of us tonight. All right. All right, let's take a look here at the 3-pounders that have qualified so far. All right, we have Apex and Malice that have both qualified. We have the remaining 6 robots that are still looking for an invitation. Jack Move, Jetlag, Jackrabbit Flex, Mixtape, incredible, Shreddit Bro, and War Hard. Mixtape has had an incredibly fiery, explosive day, bringing us the most destructive fights with a flamethrower.
Wild.
Amazing. Did you get a chance to catch the hype train fight? That made the wormhole fight from earlier this year look like child's play. I have never seen a more destroyed robot in my life.
Luke, fire can win.
Yes, yes. All right, and we're going to see these 2 robots here that have already qualified. This is the undefeated final for the 3-pounders, Malice and Apex. Both of these robots have won every single one of their fights, and they are going to see who is going to come out here on top, the egg beater of Malice or the egg beater of Apex.
Next in Cage 2, Apex versus Malice.
Robert Walsh here running Apex. This is a builder who has been competing here basically every single competition for the last year. Facing off against Malice, an incredibly destructive robot from the Midwest that it just is absolutely dominant in their fields. Here we go, good speed right out of the box. Oh, Malice landing the first hit on Apex. Here we go, going weapon to weapon. Robert Walsh is not afraid of Malice. Another big hit from Malice on Apex, and Apex returns it, sending Malice into the roof. Apex here violently self-righting by crashing into the rail. Malice here just trying to stay squared up, but it looks like the left side of the drive on Malice looks a little bit, sorry, the right side looks a little bit locked up.
Yeah, it looks like that wheel might have gotten pinched, Luke.
But you can see Robert Walsh, he's got okay drive. Let's see if he can land another hit. Oh, he can. Ramping himself off the back of Malice. There we go, that's a good hit. He found a good angle there. Let's go, Robert. Sending Malice into the lights once again. Going weapon on weapon. Robert is killing here. I love it.
Oh, I see a belt though, Luke. Is that just one?
Now, is that the belt off of... Oh, no, you're right. I just saw a belt go flying.
Now, a lot of these egg beaters you'll see actually have multiple belts. So that is why we still have a working weapon.
Now, Malice has been pushed back into its starting square. I don't think it can go forward. Is this controlled movement, ref? You can see the driver here of Malice. Something is spinning down. What's happening here? It looks like Apex has spun down completely. It's not moving. The weapon is not running on Apex. Is this match still going?
We're not seeing an unstick from Brett, so maybe they just powered... Oh, wait, there we go.
There we go. There's the unstick from Brett. Robert Walsh. Wow, this is a turn of events for Robert and Apex. Apex looks like it could be dead here. 30 seconds left.
Oh, no!
This ref is very generous in this cage, giving Robert plenty of time to fire back up. And Robert is being counted out here.
Wow.
2-1. That's a knockout. Your winner here is Malice.
Knockout. The winner is Malice.
I tell you, outcomes here, Luke, can just turn on a dime.
All right, let's take a quick look here at this undefeated final. Both Malice and Apex have already qualified for the finals. This is just for the Golden Dumpster and cash. Incredible. Apex was really dominating this fight, and it just seemed like at the very end, something happened with that robot, and it lost drive and weapon. So Robert Walsh now will go down into the elimination bracket, I'm sure to terrorize the poor robots down there. Robert is a very good driver. This is a very good robot. There are still about 6 beetles that are still down there. They are hoping to escape the elimination bracket, come up and challenge Malice.
Yeah, hopefully it was just a minor electronics issue and it could be repaired quickly up in the pits.
Chris.
Okay.
This is the fight I've been dreaming about, Chris.
Crown.
Okay, Chris.
Crown.
We've got MilkTankette, which is a flamethrower.
8, 7,
facing off against
6,
a bot made out
5,
of cardboard
4,
and
3,
plastic.
Natural enemies from the wild.
Fight, robots, fight.
Here we go, and it looks like MilkTankette is being driven by Ashley Beckham.
Oh boy.
And okay. Oh, there we go! Fire inside of the cereal box! Oh, you gotta love that! Kokoto main here. Oh no! Capturing MilkTankette! Just blasting the inside of Serial Killer with fire. Incredible. Wow, the inside of Serial Killer is changing colors, Chris.
Oh, this is fantastic.
I love it.
Silly rabbit.
Wow, tricks are for kids. Look at this.
Probably should have gone with Lucky Charms because of the marshmallows.
And wow, the plow on this capturing device on the front of Serial Killer is quickly going up in flames.
Stop, drop, and roll! Stop, drop, and roll!
Wow, okay, I think that the fuel may be gone from MilkTankette. Is it? Is there any fuel left? No, Chris. Chris, the cereal boxes are on fire. Ow, come on! I love it!
Who could have seen it coming?
Chris, I will tell you, upstairs in the pits, I lobbied for this fight. I wanted this fight. I feel partially responsible for this fight. No regrets. This was the best thing I've seen all day. Oh, I love it.
Somebody get in there and save the UPC code thing at least.
Yes, you need to send those box tops in for your local schools, Chris.
Have they done that since the 90s? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Oh, there is some goopy plastic in there.
All right, I was speaking to Kokoto Main, the builder here of Serial Killer.
Okay.
He typically fights down in Georgia. However, he's now a freshman at WPI. We're going to be seeing a whole lot more of Kokoto very soon here at Norwalk. Look at that.
Wow.
Kokoto making a name for himself here at his debut, Norwalk Havoc debut, bringing us an incredibly destructive, fiery fight. You gotta love that.
And much like his bot, he has a very bright future.
True, Chris. No truer words have been spoken, Chris.
Let's see this replay.
I will tell you, like, my lungs hurt. I feel like I'm breathing in smoke right now, Chris. Okay? This is awful for your lungs. Everything in here. Not great. Not great, Chris. Look at this fire, Chris. This is so irresponsible, Chris.
Ah, yes. It's the only place here at NHRL where you can practice such irresponsibility responsibly.
You can't taste that in the air, Chris?
No, I've lost all sense of smell and taste. Is that a bad thing?
Here's the thing. There's lots of plastic and metal inside of Serial Killer.
And inside of
we're just
tricks.
inhaling, Kokoto. We are inhaling that. All right, round of applause.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. All right, speaking of fire.
Oh my goodness.
Loading into Cage 2. Let's take a look here. The
winner of this fight is going to go on to fight Jetlag, and the loser is going home.
Audience, if you love fire, we're going to see two back-to-back flamethrowers here. We've got Calvin Iba and Mixtape facing off against Evan Arias and Shreddit Bro. Amazing. Now, Calvin was able to dispatch one of Team Shreddit's best bots in Hype Train. And let's see if he can do the same thing here with Shreddit Bro. Burning Shreddit Bro to a crisp, maybe fusing Shreddit Bro into a twisted piece of plastic and metal. What do you think, Chris?
It was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
I've never seen back-to-back flamethrower fights. This is the best day of my life.
Now I smell what happened in Cage 3.
Yes, I'm sitting right here. I literally, I can taste it. I can taste it, Chris.
Next in Cage 2, Mixtape versus Shreddit Bro.
This feels like it might be an OSHA violation, Chris.
6,
all right.
5.
Here we go.
This is exciting, Luke.
2.
Elimination bracket round 8.
Robots fight.
Here we go. Let's go, Calvin. Bringing the fire to Evan Arias and Shreddit Bro.
Oh my goodness!
There's a lot of rubber on Shreddit Bro. There's a lot of foam on Shreddit Bro. There's certainly a lot of plastic on Shreddit Bro. This is perhaps Mixtape's biggest test yet. Evan Arias is an incredibly aggressive driver. But here's the thing. He loves to stay very close to his opponent, and Mixtape wants Evan Arias to be as close as possible, Chris.
Oh my, you feel the heat through the Lexan.
Yes, look at this. Calvin Iba running this flamethrower, but Evan Arias getting under Mixtape, pushing him into the corner, pushing him up against the rail. Wow, I've never seen a bigger flame in my life, Chris. Wow, incredible. Evan Arias finding the angles, finding the back, finding the sides of Mixtape, popping Mixtape in the air. Mixtape does not have 3 minutes worth of gas here. At some point, oh no! It looks like the flame on Mixtape is uncontrolled.
Ah, boy, I think that butane might have gotten ruptured.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, maybe not.
Here we go. But look at this. There's flames that are leaking out of Mixtape. This does not feel controlled.
Oh, man.
Here we go. A minute 15 left here in this fight, 75 seconds. It looks like that flame went out suddenly. I wonder if they are out of gas.
Looks like a few of those titanium, those very thin titanium wheels might have been ripped off of Mixtape. I can't really get a close look.
Evan Arias and Shreddit Bro, very mobile. I don't know if his weapon is still running. Yeah, he hasn't fired up that weapon. I wonder if it's been melted through, Chris. Wouldn't that be delightful? And this is a good pin from Evan Arias on Mixtape. Yes, Mixtape.
It does smell a bit like butane in here.
A little bit, Chris. Is that healthy, Chris?
No worse than eating tricks.
You can see Calvin Iba is all smiles here. He is loving this fight. They're going to run down the clock here. I think that this one may be going to the judges. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the match. Turn off your weapons. Drive to the door. This one goes to the judges. Now, these are robots that are standing on the precipice of qualification for December. We're going to send it to the judges. One of these builders is going to advance to face jet lag. The other will be eliminated. All right, let's start off here with Leanne Cushing. Your thoughts on this fight, Leanne?
I feel like I can't win because I'm sure I'm going to give the wrong answer for what fans think, especially fans of Mixtape. But I think that sadly, Shreddit Bro wins. I love Mixtape though.
Sadly, comma.
Well,
Shreddit Bro wins.
Like,
I'm sorry, Leanne.
I love them both, but the fire is just such a good thing to see. It's just always interesting.
All right. Sadly, we have to go to Bradley Handstead next. You know, any thoughts here, Brad?
Sadly.
Yes.
You know, when I was in middle school, I built a flamethrower that shot 6 foot, and my mom wasn't too happy about that.
Was it on a robot, or was it just a device, you know?
Yeah. So I know the position Mixtape can be in there. But, you know, one of the things I noticed in this fight is that losing a weapon is worse than losing most of the drive. So that's not very good for Shreddit Bro.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, the aggression, the control, Shreddit Bro had it.
Sadly, it is Shreddit Bro that will be advancing, Chris. Alon, we have 2 votes here. It's just an academic vote, but cast it anyway. Your thoughts on this fight?
More of the same there with Shreddit Bro taking it. Mixtape being super close and really wanting to see more of it, but Shreddit Bro in the fight.
Amazing. All right, Shreddit Bro advances with the unanimous judges' decision. I'm going to give a big round of applause to Mixtape, bringing us the best fights of the day. I love that robot. I love the builder.
Definitely some of the most memorable fights of the year.
I will tell you, when I first saw Mixtape, I thought, this is a robot that's going to fight 2, maybe 3 times. It's a gimmick bot, right? But it's very competitive. We've seen now multiple fights today where he has ignited his opponent. Like, we saw this with Argon Lights. Literally, the entire robot's on fire, driving around. And we saw this against Hype Train. Hype Train is an incredible fight. I cannot wait to go back and re-watch that fight after this, this competition. Inspiring, absolutely. All right, I guess we've got a bunch of work being done after this fight. It looks like there were people under. Look at this.
Oh boy.
Ed is under the arena here. And what was he doing
He's
here?
spelunking. It's a a form of cave diving. It's really interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Now it looks like he's actually shoring up the floor of cage 2,
right?
Because the boxes here see quite a bit of punishment.
These are wooden floors, and that was an awful lot of fire. Yeah, you got to make sure that the floor's not warped. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm glad that we're using wood and not Trex, because it would have just turned into hot plastic soup.
That's true. That's very true. Mixtape, round of applause. Like, fantastic. Really, really great fights here today.
It's another thing to mention. Mixtape, you know, it has these paper-thin titanium wheels on it.
Yeah.
But it just held in there with Shreddit Bro, just hitting and hitting and hitting the side of that chassis. But the bot holds together. It's really, really well built.
Yeah, yeah. Calvin Iba is an incredible builder. He's a really smart engineer. He worked on the latest telescope that went up, the James Webb.
James Webb.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, he's one of several thousand people who worked on it, but they don't let dummies near that thing, okay?
Yeah, in fact, I think they built it as far away from me as humanly possible.
All right, let's check in here. Oh, we shot a feature film here, mini documentary with Marco Antonio Meggiolaro, who competed here in the most recent Norwalk. Let's go check that out right now.
I'm Marco Meggiolaro. I'm the team captain of Minotaur. I'm the coordinator of the Robots teams, and I have many students working not only on Minotaur, but in robots in all weight categories, from 150 grams until Minotaur. The first time I heard about combat robotics was late 2002. I learned about it because there was national competitions in Brazil, student competitions. 2003 we started competing there. We have a very intense fight scene in Brazil. Back in 2001, when I actually started in Brazil, these robot competitions, they were organized by the students from several universities. They didn't have a teacher, professor. I was kind of the only exception of a professor that was participating in the events, actually putting my hands on the robot and not just coordinating it. Many professors in the university saw that as a destructive sport. They didn't see the science in that. So one of the motivations I had to write the book, the tutorial, was of course first to teach the students and also to show that you could learn a lot about physics with this sport. I put the tutorial for free download in Brazil, and then I made an expanded version in English, which is also free on the internet. So I think it helped a lot. Many teams, when they win against us, say, hey, I won because I did that, what you taught us. That's great, because that's the impact, getting better than your teacher. When I started coordinating the Robots team in the university, there was a huge impact on the students. Many students that were thinking about leaving engineering because it was too tough, calculus and everything right in the first semester. And then when they saw that they had an application, that was something that they could be really useful, I think it helped them a lot. Many students that went through Robots during their undergraduate course, they ended up doing graduate courses in mechanical engineering and also in automation control. They are working in several companies in Brazil about automation, and they usually say that they learned a lot from the team. Actually, even they said that during their job interview, they were asked if they were in the Robots team, and the guys usually smile because they know they have some hands-on training as well, not only the academic background. So I think it helped them become better engineers. Many teams that were created, in Brazil, they have bots in the end with Z because of Robots, so they want to be their version of Robots. That makes me proud because they want to look up to, and they can win against us. That's the best thing. See, they are getting better than us as well.
Who do you think that you've seen here that would do well in the competitions that you guys have in Brazil, that run in Brazil?
Oh, so many teams. I can't even name them. Actually, the funny thing is that many famous robots I met here for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because I've been competing in the West Coast in the past. So I knew more of the West Coast scene, and many good robots didn't compete there. So
absolutely,
I saw them in 3D in live, and it was very exciting. I learned a lot from this. I think Norwalk Havoc is the best organized competition that I've been into, that I've seen. It's nice to see how many builders they attract. And I watched the stream back to back, and I was amazed about the quality of the competitors here. See many people, many familiar faces also from Battlebots here. That was the best place to test our robots. So that's what drove us to come here and be here. If you're gonna fly to the US to fight, it's gonna be a big event. We did a 9-hour flight to Miami and then changed for a 3-hour flight to New York, then ran rent the van to come here. So it's a huge trip, like almost a one-day trip to get here, but it's worth it to be here. I'm very happy to be here, and no matter what happens, win or lose, I'm gonna learn a lot.
Win or lose, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna learn a lot. He ended up winning, Chris. Qualifying multiple robots.
Yeah. The man, the myth, the legend.
Marco Antonio Mesgiolaro, love Marco. He's the godfather of combat robotics in Brazil and has so many fans on Battlebots. I mean, for many people, meeting Marco is a lifelong dream, including your lifelong dream.
Yeah, Minotaur has been, you know, one of my absolute favorite bots. Marco has been one of my absolute favorite human beings. And the first time I actually got to see him in person here at Norwalk in July, I ran full speed across the parking lot and just hugged him, and he had no idea who I was. And I'm sure that he was terrified.
Yes, yes. But he hugged you back. That was great.
Yeah, it was great.
I think that he gets that reaction a lot.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
He's very huggable, too.
Now, very exciting. We're going to go over to Cage 4. We are getting very close to the end of the 12-pound bracket. This is elimination bracket round 7. This is Disko from the Dorfler brothers facing off against Chronus. Now,
Chronus versus Disko.
Now, Chronus did the impossible
8,
just
7,
now, defeating
6,
the Dorfler brothers
5,
with huge. Let's
4,
see if he can do
3,
it back to back
2,
here.
1.
Fight, robots, fight.
Oh, good speed right out of the box from Disko. We see this golden robot here of Chronus pursuing. Chronus built by a high school sophomore from Silicon Valley named Julian Mott. Julian here has already qualified for the December finals. He is trying to win a golden dumpster here. Let's go, Julian.
Oh my God, Chris! Wow! Chronos has done it!
Disco is on fire! Julian, incredible!
Unbelievable!
Tap out.
Wow!
The winner is Chronus.
Wow. All right, this was the elimination final. Chronus has done it. He has escaped the elimination bracket, defeating the Dorflers not once, but twice. As the Dorflers drive back to Pennsylvania, they are going to be cursing Julian Mott, all right? He stood in their way and denied them a golden dumpster at this competition. Incredible.
That had to have been a 1,000,000-to-1 shot.
No, Chronus is a good robot, Chris.
Well, no, it's about popping your other opponent and getting a perfect hit on the actual Under Armour to punch through and pop a lipo.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Chronus's weapon is very good. This is a robot to watch. Chronus is making its Norwalk Havoc debut here, and we are going to be seeing this robot for sure in December. I think this is definitely one to watch for December. Incredible.
Wild. It was on fire before it landed.
Right you are, Chris. Look at this. Oh, a perfect shot.
Look,
landing on fire. Wow. Julian Mott. All right, listen, if I was the Dorflers, I would immediately go and try and recruit Julian for Battlebots. Amazing.
Wild.
This high school sophomore, competitive chess player, built a 12-pounder, flew all the way across the country, and just beat the Dorflers twice. Amazing. Amazing.
Man, that little hub motor built, right into that vertical weapon, it's just nasty.
Now, okay, here we go. This is what we're setting up. The final fight here will be Saiko, Jameson Go from Sawblaze, and Saiko facing off against Chronus. Can he do the impossible? Could he beat Jameson not once but twice? Does he have it in him to defeat one of the best combat robotics builders on the planet? This high school sophomore, what do you think?
I mean, that would earn you some serious street cred. I don't think the Dorflers could recruit him at that point. I think he would just be building a 250-pound Chronos.
Yeah, exactly. Incredible. All right. Let's see. We're loading into cage 3. And it appears that this is Drew Davis. And let's see. What is this robot? Is this Jack Move Flex? And facing off against Warhard. And, oh yeah, let's see. We're turning on those robots. You can hear the ESC song. Now, the winner of this fight fights Jack Move. So I guess if Drew wins this, he's going to have to fight himself. The loser is eliminated. Is that right? Is this a correct
Quit
fact?
hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself.
All right, let me check the bracket here. Oh my gosh. Jackrabbit Flex versus Warhard. This is correct. Drew would have to be fighting himself. How terrible.
I wonder if, you know, he would just tap one bot out, save himself a couple of bucks.
Yes, exactly.
We've seen it before.
So if Jonathan Juarez is successful here, he's going to fight Drew once again with his second robot. If Drew is successful, he's going to have to fight himself. All right, let's get this fight started.
Warhard versus Jackrabbit Flex.
All right, Jonathan Juarez, the builder of War Easy on Battlebots, facing off against Drew Davis, a pit crew member here on Team Shreddit, another Battlebots builder.
Robots fight.
Let's go. Good speed right out of the box from Warhard.
Oh.
Popping Bug the Minibot in the air. Jackrabbit Flex now finds itself on its head. Jonathan Juarez is the picture of focus here. Very aggressive driving from Jonathan. Wow! Incredible. A massive hit, sending both of these robots to opposite sides of the box. And look at this. Bug has high-centered Warhard. Jackrabbit Flex, come in here and kill.
Whoa!
Wow!
Oh, that does not look good,
is
Warhard.
That a battery that is sticking out of the robot? I think it might be. Oh, it is over for Warhard. Look at that.
Stranger things have happened, Luke.
The weapon on Warhard is down. There is a battery that is exposed. And here, Jackrabbit Flex going in. He would love to explode that LiPo battery.
We haven't had quite enough fire tonight.
Wow, look at that. Oh, this is the perfect angle to do it. Oh! The anticipation, Chris. It's delicious.
Jackrabbit Flex says, get out of my way.
Wow, okay. Here comes Bert to try and save. Wow, the battery is just hanging freely, Chris.
Oh my goodness.
This is so sketchy. Wow, 75 seconds left here in this fight. Jonathan Juarez here has 4 wheels, and he's hoping to be much more mobile. Perhaps land a couple of pins here in the last 60 seconds. Jackrabbit Flex, fully functional weapon, really hoping to hit that battery. And we might see a massive fire here very shortly. Wow. 45 seconds left here. This fight is far from over. Neither of these robots are safe from the countout yet. Jackrabbit Flex has to stay alive, and look at this. One of those sharp forks has gotten stuck right under the rail, helped out by Bug. Good job, Bug. All right, and look at this. As we enter the last 20 seconds, Drew Davis just has to hang on for a little bit longer. This one will very likely go to the judges. Both of these robots have escaped the countout. This one will go to the judges. Jackrabbit Flex and Warhard. That's the match. Turn off your weapon, Jackrabbit, and drive to the door. This one goes to the judges. Wow, Drew Davis, all smiles there. Alex Pezza, the driver of Bug, he's been doing great. Now, it looks like we've got the spaceman suit on here. Do they expect a fire now that the fight is over?
Anytime you see a battery getting ripped from the chassis of a bot, they're on standby with the hazmat suit.
Yeah. This spaceman suit is very cool. It is both air-conditioned and it really allows you to breathe freely, you know, if you've got pretty hazardous conditions. Oh, they're telling him, put it in the gonk droid here. We're gonna wheel War Hard out the building. And I would say, not the best image as you go to the judges, being wheeled away in the gonk droid, Chris.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's take a look here at this replay. Warhard was doing great at the start of this match, but it had this huge hit, so violent that the battery came popping out of the front of the robot. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Right.
The battery just sitting in the middle of that egg beater. And yeah, both Jackrabbit Flex and Bug went in, worked together. Except there, Chris. They didn't work together there, all right?
Yeah, Jackrabbit Flex, I think, hit Bug about 15 times during that match. So I don't know how those damage points are really going to rank up.
Yeah, okay. We're going to go to the judges here. Let's start off with Brad Hanstead. Brad, your thoughts on this fight?
Damage, control, aggression. Jackrabbit done flexed on Warhard.
All right, there we go. We've got one vote for Drew Davis. Alon, your thoughts?
Yeah, another one could be, I don't think I could say it any better than Brad.
Okay, got 2 votes for Drew Davis and Jackrabbit Flex. Leanne, your thoughts?
I agree with the guys.
Okay, all right. We've got a unanimous judges' decision here for Drew Davis. Who advances? Now, is Drew going to fight himself, or are you going to eliminate one of your robots? I guess we're going to find out here with Allie.
All right. So this is an interesting predicament. You've moved on to the next round where you would fight yourself.
We've moved on.
Yes, we've moved on. Yes. So I guess you have to, I don't think you're going to fight yourself. I think you're going to have to decide which one you want to continue on.
That's true. Alex was like, I've been driving the fear all day. You should let me drive Drac move and we can fight each other. And I was like, that's so much more work for us to repair the bot. So it's a decision we're going to have to, I don't know yet.
You don't know yet?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry. My 20 minutes is not up quite yet to start repairing, but whatever I decide, it has to be for what's the smartest decision, what's the most pragmatic. And but at the same time, what, like 12, 13, 14 fights?
Yeah, so far today.
Yeah.
All right, so then I know you don't want to give everything away, but at the same time, what is the criteria we're looking at when we're judging these 2 bots on the table upstairs?
I got to look at who I might potentially fight next, and I don't know who that is. And we have to talk about it and see which one has the best chance of winning. And I don't know the qualifying situation for December, so whatever happens with that, I got to...
Okay, Jet Lag or Shreddit Bro will be who you're up against. Oh, they're excited. Does that change anything?
Well, Evan's our boss, so.
Evans our boss was the answer. I don't think they're going to defer to him on this one, though. All right.
Nah. We want to fight. So, I don't know. This one, Jack Flex has been doing really well today. It's an experimental build, so it's been performing well, and I might stick with that.
All right. Well, we cannot wait to see. Congratulations. Tough decision ahead of you. I'm going to send it back to the desk.
Thank you.
All right. Drew Davis there going upstairs. A lot of things to consider. Now, Jet Lag or Shreddit Bro, incredible. It seems like one of those immovable forces facing off against an unstoppable object or whatever it is.
I think it's the other way around, Luke.
Yeah, both of those are going to be tough fights. I can't believe that Jet Lag and Shreddit Bro are going to be facing one another. And you've got to wonder, you know, Drew Davis is on Team Shreddit. Alex Pez is on Team Shreddit. Obviously, Evan Arias is the captain of Team Shreddit. They've been watching a lot of his fights cage side. Do you think that they can defeat their own captain?
Oh, I'm sure that would come with some kind of hazing then.
I think that if you can defeat Evan, you get to become the new captain.
Yeah, they're like a wolf pack.
Look at me, I'm the captain now. You know?
I love it.
Yeah,
I think that's how it works.
You get to keep Shreddit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, let's check in here with Lindsay. Your wife, Lindsay. Hello, Lindsay.
Hi, how are you?
Really, really good. And yeah, I mean, how are you? What's the chat situation?
As you may or may not realize, we are a little bit further into the stream, which means we are a little bit further into the evening.
Okay.
Which sometimes signals the weird time of the night.
That doesn't happen until midnight, Lindsay.
It's like a soft rule. So we have a super chat here from Glenn K. Ammo, who is also a very talented illustrator and artist, so check him out online. But what Glenn has to say is, we don't need to mention it, we know there's something in the air tonight.
Glenn, this is inappropriate.
Clear typo.
Do not start this, Glenn.
Now,
okay?
I do have to say, on Glenn's behalf, he has been in the chat since 10 a.m., since actually pre-10 a.m., and he has been a non-stop pun machine.
Okay.
So I just wanted to give him that shout out. And, you know, he deserves a little something, Luke.
All right, listen.
Luke?
I'm gonna first sing Glenn's praises. Okay, he has built fan art for Ramplan, for Crash Fest. He's built fan art of us, the announcers. I feel like I'm forgetting one. Crash Fest. Jetlag? No. Oh no. Bugsby. Yes. Glenn, Bugsby, I love it. All right, I think you should turn all of these into stickers. I think they'd sell great here, Glenn.
Make it happen.
And I also have to say, Glenn, please stop instigating about this thumb war thing. It's not happening, all right? No more thumb wars. I will tell you, all right, they're trying to, get us going here. All right, I do think that instead of thumb wars, I'm going to offer up, what would you think about sock puppets, okay? Sock puppets after 2 a.m., all right? We just do our fights announcing as sock puppets. Am I losing it, Chris?
I think that idea stinks.
No, we'll get like real sock puppets. What do you think?
That was a sock joke.
All right, listen, we've got a huge production staff back there. Go begin building us sock puppets, all right?
You don't have to begin building socks.
Yeah, no, yeah, start taking off socks.
You're wearing a sock.
No, my feet are disgusting, Chris. I'm not putting my hand in that, okay? We have perfectly good socks back there. I'm sure we do. We've got doubles of everything, you know? I'm sure we have a pack of socks back there. We've got googly eyes. Got a little bit of felt, you know? Let's make sock puppets. All right. There's
some weird stuff happening in Cage 2 right now. I am seeing a whole bunch of batteries haphazardly taped onto a whole bunch of bots.
All right, now I'm going to say, Glenn K. Ammo, all right? If you see this little duck mini bot here, this hex bug.
Next in Cage 2,
for
3-pound weight
thumb
class.
war against me,
Undefeated
Chris.
bracket, round 1.
It's awful. There's like a little white flag being dragged behind this duck hex bug.
Next in Cage 2, 3-pound weight class. Undefeated bracket, round 1.
What?
Wow, okay.
8.
What is happening
7,
here? I see a couple of snake bots.
4.
I see that this is a Team Stamina Rumble.
1.
Fight, robots, fight.
Here we go. Look at this. We've got Fallout, the 4-bar lifter, facing off against Team Stamina here, and Voltage. Johnny Soompas, the now 16-year-old. And look at this poor little duck hex bug. That is a very expensive toy that's in this box. We see a couple of perhaps oh my gosh, the snakes are motorized.
Cobra? It is a unicorn cobra.
Yeah, it's a cobra corn, Chris. Oh no, it's a puffy battery.
Oh boy.
Wow, okay.
I know how that's gonna end.
Lipo smoke is not great for your lungs. Johnny, you still have your whole life ahead of you. Hold your breath, Johnny. Look at this. Oh, wait. Do you see the thumb war, Chris? Luke, I challenge you to a thumb war.
Oh, my goodness!
Mitchell is the driver here of the miniature Hexbug deck. Mitchell, I will not be thumb wrestling you. I won't be thumb wrestling anyone. Johnny Sumpas here and Spartan. Wow, and look at this. Fallout is the only robot that's still functional. Let's see if Fallout can lift Spartan here.
It'd be a lot easier if it wasn't upside down.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point, Chris. Maybe Fallout can lift itself first.
Oh! Huge hit there!
What?
There goes that battery.
I am so surprised that we haven't seen a fire yet in this box. You can see this black and blue robot here of, I believe this is Voltage. It's a Team Stamina robot. Going for more batteries. This is so irresponsible.
Bit off a little bit more than he could chew right there.
Wow, okay, Fallout has speared himself into the body of Spartan. These two robots are still very mobile. Oh, there's just little bits of plastic all over the inside of this box. Amazing. Fallout on his head, Spartan with a dead weapon. Will this rumble never end, Chris?
27 minutes left on the clock.
There you go. All right. Now, I guess with no active weapons, our risk of a massive lipo explosion have decreased significantly. See Mitchell there just vibrating with happiness. He loves this rumble. 2-1, that's the end of this match. Round of applause for this rumble. Great work, Johnny Sumpas and friends.
Wild.
All right. I love a good rumble.
I love it. I love exploding batteries. I love fires. I love, apparently, unicorn cobra hybrids.
Unicorn Cobra hybrids. I'm going to say those are my favorite robots here, the Cobra Corn. Now, yeah, we're going to have to go in again with the Spaceman suit to try and pull out some of these lipo batteries. Incredible. Oh, what a good shot here of the Cobra Corn. You gotta love that. Oh, getting hit by a
rogue tire.
Yeah,
wow.
Zooming in here on this battery. Wow, very dangerous indeed. You gotta love that. I love a rumble that has a little bit of danger, Chris, you know? One where you're like, I'm not really sure what's going to happen.
I'm not sure if we're all gonna make it.
Right, yes. Yeah. Happy birthday, Johnny. This is his 16th birthday party here. He flew here from the Bahamas to spend it here with us. And yeah, I can't believe that this is like such a multi-talented builder. He's a surfer and a windsurfer, like an instructor there in the Bahamas. He's also an incredibly talented bass player. And he builds great combat robots. Decided to spend his 16th birthday here. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Chris, do you remember your 16th birthday?
Wow. It was not that interesting, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not as cool as this.
No, it definitely wasn't as cool as
All
this.
right. Let's check in with your wife, Lindsay.
Hello. My 16th birthday had an inflatable bouncy house.
Okay.
In our backyard because I really wanted one.
Okay.
And it was Spice Girls themed.
That was my 10th birthday party, and it was a little more time relevant.
The 16th birthday was also Spice Girl themed, or no?
Every one of her birthdays is Spice Girl themed.
They had a Spice Girl bounce house at the age of 10?
Right.
What does that even look like?
Something like that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it rained.
On your 10th birthday?
On my 16th birthday.
Okay, all right. Now, do you think that was, you know, like indicative?
She was a real baby Spice about it.
Oh my God.
Do you think that was indicative of, you know, like your 16th year? You know, like was it a real downer? Was it a real rainy kind of year? What do you say?
I only say it because when it rained, the entire bouncy house got wet.
Oh, I
so
see.
So you couldn't use it.
No, you could. You could just jump in there. You know, I would do it.
Anyway, we have super chats.
We do. We do.
That's why I'm here with you right now.
Okay, how many super chats do?
We have 4.
Okay, listen, if they're about them words, just skip those ones.
You know what, Luke? It's not all about you. It's not all about you.
Lindsay, with the truth. My God. Okay.
All right, we got something from Bradbots. Why is no one calling Chad New Wazio his robot persona? Grats to Wazio on winning the 30s.
All right. I believe that this is Brad Hanstead. And,
the one and only.
Yeah, I feel uncomfortable with calling him Wazio because that might be some strange inside joke.
No, that's his bot persona.
Okay.
Speaking of, we got Wazio himself, Chad New.
Okay.
Also known as Chaz Old. Says also a big shout out to my teammate, the brains of the team, the glue of the Colorado robot scene, and all around awesome guy, Pete Covert.
Okay.
Way to go, Pete.
All right, let's go, Wazio.
All right, now this is where it gets good. From Shreddit Robotics, R.I.P. Disko, Alexa, play Never Gonna Give You Up.
All right, okay. We've just been...
You just made a bunch of people listening to this furious because...
If that one didn't work, I'm gonna try it again.
Yes, Pearl!
This is from Pearl Gray. Hey Siri, play Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley.
My iPhone is responding. You better stop. Are you serious? Oh my gosh.
This is the greatest honor of my life. Thank you, Pearl.
Good job, Pearl. That's a good super chat. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, like, I think we should start doing super chats of, you know, like, hey, Alexa, order 48 pack of toilet paper.
You need it.
And make it an auto subscription, Alexa. Send it to me
daily.
Every week. Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
All right. All right, we've got yet another Rumble. Wow, but it's a Cage 4 Rumble.
That's a
got a lot of beetles.
That's a lot of real estate for these little beetles.
All right, who are they facing off against? Oh, I think that these are some Team Honeycracked beetles.
I see a knife taped to the back of one.
Oh, the knife bot is my favorite, Chris. That knife bot, it's so aggressive. I love it. Who are they facing in the blue corner over there? Is that another Team Honeycracked robot?
Is it beetles on a 12? I can't tell.
I think it's a 12. That's
7,
definitely a 12.
6, 5, 4.
No, it's not Chronus
3,
versus Disko.
2, 1.
This is a Rumble versus
Robots
a Rumble.
fight.
Oh, I wonder, let's see. I wonder what this mystery 12-pounder is. Oh! Wow, look at that.
Did you see that?
Ripping off the front plow of the mystery 12-pounder. What?
And the knife bot did its job.
Incredible. Yes, this is a Team Honeycracked affair on both sides of the box. Amazing. Team Honeycracked is intent on breaking all of their bots today. They were in a Rumble earlier, now they're in another Rumble. I can't believe how many spares they have. Wow. Production, I would kill to know the name of this 12-pounder because it's very late in the evening and my memories failed me. Let's get Gil on the case here. Gonna have to maybe give it its own name. Oh, Gil says he's stumped. Chris, we should name this robot. What should we name it, Chris?
Oh, wow. Let's go with something.
It's gotta be a honey theme.
How about Pooh Bear?
Pooh Bear! Pooh Bear's coming in to kill! Let's go, Pooh!
Oh, bother!
Oh.
HoneyShock!
HoneyShock! The team has come over to correct us. It is not, in fact, Pooh Bear, which is a great name for a robot, Chris.
I like Pooh Bear. They should consider it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. All right, HoneyShock here. And really just ripping apart these beetles. Just showing absolutely no mercy whatsoever. You see this sea of yellow shirts. This is the Team Honeycracked crew. Coming here all the way from Maryland. Wow. Okay. HoneyShock built by Zach Stachelitz. Oh, wow, I cannot pronounce that last name. And yeah, doing absolutely fantastic here. Let's go, Zach. Is that a battery, Zach? It's a battery. He just drove over a battery, folks. I see a little wheel. There's definitely a battery on the field. That's a little sketchy. Fluffy's trying to get into the action, turning herself into a little melty brain there. A full body spinner. Is this it?
I think so. I heard a countdown.
Okay, all right, that was 3 minutes. Team Honeycracked, round of applause. Good sports about this. And look at this, they're running through their spares. It's incredible.
A team that destroys each other together stays
together. Yeah.
just stays.
Put that, just needle point that onto, you know, a little bit of, like a pillow, you know?
Yeah, and then
the team that destroys together stays.
And then put it at Pooh Bear's house.
All right, let's take a replay here at this Rumble. HoneyShock here. Which I'm going to say, listen, I love HoneyShock. I love the name. You should have creative control over your own creation, but consider renaming it Pooh Bear. That's a great name, Chris. Yeah, just destroying every single robot in the Thousand Acre Woods. You gotta love that.
Oh, boy.
All right, we have loaded into Cage 1, the 12-pound grand final. Let me set up the stakes here. We have Sawblaze Captain Jameson Go, who is running Saiko. Saiko has been undefeated here today. This is Jameson Go's most recent 12-pounder. It is an absolutely gorgeous, impeccable machine. Jameson Go qualified multiple robots last year here at Norwalk, and he ended up bringing home $19,000 in prize money last December. He took that money and put it straight into Saiko. This is a very expensive, absolutely gorgeous robot. Facing off against Julian Mott from Silicon Valley and Chronus. Now, Chronus is the Kingslayer here today, defeating 2 Dwarfler teams in a row. There's Julian. He's happy about this. Facing off against one of the best builders and drivers on the planet in Jameson Go. If Julian can do this, we're going to go into a sudden death rematch. If Jameson Go remains undefeated, this will be it. We are going to crown a winner of the 12-pound final.
Next in Cage 1, Chronus versus Saiko.
All right.
8, 7.
Here we go,
6,
Luke.
This is a
5,
huge fight here.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Fight, robots, fight.
All right, Chronus is the first out of the box. It's this beautiful golden robot. Saiko finding the low down. And look at that. It's a one-hit KO. That was the fastest match of the night.
Saiko.
Jameson Go showing why he is the king of combat robotics. Jameson Go winning yet another golden dumpster and $1,000 cash. I have no idea how many golden dumpsters he's won so far in his career here at Norwalk. I honestly think that he just takes them and he just throws them into the trunk of his car at this point. You know, there must be just an absolute stack of them.
His furniture at home is just built out of golden dumpsters.
Right. Yeah. You know how like college students, they kind of build furniture out of
pizza
pallets,
boxes and
pizza boxes. Yeah. Just built out of golden dumpsters.
That was just an explosive hit.
Yeah, let's see this hit in super slow-mo. Oh! In the air, coming apart. I'm going to say, if you're going to go out, this has been an incredible day for Julian. Coming out here, making his Norwalk Havoc debut, beating 2 Dwarflers in a row, coming to the end, going home with $400 cash. That's like a ton of money for a 16-year-old.
Yeah, from the Bay Area.
Well, I guess from the Bay Area, that's like $6 or $7, you know?
It'll get you a latte.
Yeah, there you go. Wow, all right, round of applause for both of these builders. Incredible, that was our final fight of the 12s.
Wow, awesome.
Amazing. All right, so okay. Oh, wow. Okay, in cage 3, this is yet another beetleweight bracket fight here. It looks like this is Shreddit Bro, Evan Arias, facing off against Lars Elliott and Jetlag. These are two of our very best drivers here at Norwalk. These are two incredibly aggressive drivers. I am so excited about this match. This is going to be a driving clinic, and it will probably run the full 3 minutes. Now look at this. Oh, they are standing on the cusp of elimination here. The winner qualifies for the December finals. The loser is eliminated. Incredible. The stakes are incredibly high for the outcome of this match.
Absolutely no pressure.
Shreddit Bro versus Jetlag.
All right, let's go, Evan.
8, 7.
Lars
6,
Elliott here with
5,
Jetlag.
4.
Just the picture
3,
of calm and focus.
2, 1.
Fight, robots, fight.
Oh, two very good starts here. They're searching for the low ground here. Who's going to get under the first? Look at that, it's Jetlag. Popping Shreddit Bro on his head. Lars Elliott coming in here. Not afraid to go weapon on weapon. Trying to go for those wheels on the side of Shreddit Bro. Now with Shreddit Bro inverted, that weapon is spinning in the wrong direction. Evan would love to get back onto his feet. 30 seconds down here in this fight. A violent self-right attempt, but Evan finds himself again on his head.
Oh boy.
Lars Elliott is capitalizing, coming under his opponent, chewing away at the tops of these wheels. Big hit there from Jetlag.
And re-inverted again.
And again, Evan Arias finds himself on his head. Incredible. 60 seconds down.
You see foam from one of Shreddit's wheels. Starting to get vaporized.
Here we go. Jetlag pursuing his opponent. Their drive style is very similar. Evan Arias and Lars Elliott, they like to stay close to their opponent. And look at this, Lars landing yet another great weapon-on-weapon hits. That's the first time that Lars has spent time in the air. Amazing. Oh, the tide has turned here. Evan Arias finding the low ground against Jetlag.
Oh, how the two turntables and a microphone.
Wow, yet another, and look at that. Jetlag finding himself on the top of Shreddit Bro. This is exactly where Evan wants to be. You can see that wheel guard getting peeled away on Jetlag.
Has Shreddit's weapon gone down?
Oh my goodness, Chris, you're right.
1 minute left on the clock.
60 seconds left. Evan has lost his weapon. It is now just a pushing match. And I'm going to say it is very difficult indeed to push against Lars Elliott. That's a good pin he has to release. Let's see if Evan can land another one. Oh, here we go, Lars. In 35 seconds, we're going to find out who has qualified for December. This is an absolutely huge match.
Another pin.
Another great pin from Shreddit Bro on Lars Elliott and Jetlag. Lars would love to land a couple of big hits to send it to the judges here. As we enter the last 15 seconds of this fight, both of these robots appear to have escaped the count-out. This one will go to the judges. The judges will be deciding who is earning their qualification spot in December. That's the match. Turn off your weapon. Jetlag, drive to the door. This one goes to the judges. Whew. Wow, that was a fight.
I'm out of breath.
Okay. Now, the judges have a lot to consider here. Let's take a look at the replay. And judges, we're not sure. Let's take a look at the replay together. Jetlag really spending the first 60 seconds of this fight in total control. Popping Shreddit Bro multiple times in the air. Shreddit Bro ended up losing his weapon. But Jetlag struggled in the back half. Unable to capitalize on their working weapon to continue to score damage. Evan landing a couple of good pins here at the end. Was it enough for him to take the decision here from the judges? The winner of this fight is going to go to December. Huge, huge responsibility. Leanne Cushing, let's start off with you. Are we going to preface this with a sadly comma?
No. It was a good fight, and yeah, at the end there, it almost started to flip things, but I think that jet lag wins.
Wow, we have one vote for jet lag. Brad Hanstead, cast your vote.
Well, that entire first half of the fight, pretty handedly jet lagged.
Okay.
Shreddit Bro started to come back, but losing your weapon is massive damage. So in the end, jet lag is your winner.
Wow, incredible. Alon, tell me your thoughts.
Yeah. I guess getting blitzed off, it was really, really close in the end, but Shreddit Bro losing their weapon was a big deal. They were very aggressive. They were pinning a lot, which was really good, but control was about equal, and then damage went to jet lag.
Okay, we've got a unanimous judges' decision here for Lars Elliott and Jetlag, who has qualified for December, eliminating Evan Arias here on the cusp of qualification.
Wow.
An absolutely heartbreaking end of the day for Evan Arias. Evan was the top-ranked robot that had yet to qualify, and going out here in the 5th position is a very tough day indeed.
Only one opportunity left, and that is at the November competition, which is like November 12th, I believe.
Yep.
That's the last chance. Yeah, last chance kitchen.
All right, we're going to go over to Allie and check in here with Jameson Go. Oh my gosh, look at this. Jameson Go, yet another golden dumpster.
Oh, he's smelling the money. Something he smelled a couple and the dumpster. Usually those don't smell so good, but these here at NHRL, roses. Well, congratulations, you're here again. We were just joking. I asked you how many of these do you have, and you have not counted. So next time we see him, he will have that official number. But, you know, you said to me that it's been luck today.
Yes, I think that luck has been probably one of the things that's gotten Saiko so far. You've seen some of those matches. Sometimes they're dominant, sometimes they're not. And the matches where they're not, I was expecting to lose. You know, the drivetrain has been going in and out all the time, and like, especially in the Disko fight where that was a really close judge's decision. I wasn't sure they were going to go my way, but luckily, right? Put out enough damage, enough of a show that it did go my way as well. In the Yobnal fight, where he was actually stranded in the corner, is really unfortunate. I know that feeling from the July event. But again, luck is the overarching theme.
But this is a relatively new bot for you, so it can't all be luck. There has got to be some skill. You've got to have learned pretty fast since putting it out there. What have you learned since you put it out there?
I learned the fastest way to take it apart and put it back together. That's what I've learned. I mean, in all seriousness, things that have gone really well. The weapon system is fantastic. The armor package as well is doing really well. It's taking a lot of big hits, and they've all been holding up. So I think there's a similar theme to July improvements. There are going to be September improvements all the way to December or whatever the next event that it has. Making sure the drivetrain is reliable, so we can continue to be aggressive, continue to dish out the big hits, and that will take Saiko all the way to the top.
All right, well, dish out a big victory dance or fist pump or something. You are the champion.
There we go.
You know, it's been a long day when this is what we're getting out of Jameson Go. Congratulations.
Round of applause for Jameson Go and Saiko, your 12-pound winner. Now, Jameson Go went undefeated today, defeating every single one of the robots there in this field. This was the largest field of 12-pounders we've ever had. We had 20 12-pounders, and he went undefeated. Incredible. I love that he has no idea how many golden dumpsters he has. I will tell you, legitimately, if I was to win a single golden dumpster, it would be the absolute highlight of my life. Okay.
Not the birth of your recent child.
On par with the birth of my recent child, okay? I can't imagine having so many of an object that they're uncountable, okay? Now, Chris, when you think about like, okay, an object in your house that you don't have a firm number of...
Magic the Gathering cards.
Right. How many Magic the Gathering cards do you have?
Hundreds of thousands.
Yes. All right. Maybe he has hundreds of thousands of golden dumpsters.
It's possible.
Who knows?
I wouldn't put it past him.
All right. Let's check in here with your wife, Lindsay.
Is it possible to trade those Magic cards for a golden dumpster?
We don't make jokes like that, Lindsay.
I have 6 super chats for you.
Wow.
So let's take a look.
Oh boy.
All right. So the first one is from Ethan of Broken Gears Robotics.
Nice.
Shout out to Lars and Jetlag. Well done, kiddo. Also, I'm going to add in a shout out to his parents, who are some of the sweetest people I've ever met and are tireless in how many competitions they bring him to.
Yeah.
So,
dozens.
so many. All right, so let's take a look here at usually assure destruction. Well, you're getting out of hand now. Okay, Google, play Despacito.
Good.
All right, this is from William Marchese, 222 Productions. Sea Dragon's Roar and Backlash Wave work. Don't worry, guys. I will be back in November to try to sneak into December. William.
Let's go, William Marchese. Love it.
All right, here we go. Again, Ethan from Broken Gears Robotics.
Okay, all
hey,
right.
Luke, will you thumb wrestle for a bucket hat?
Yes.
Oh, you love bucket hats.
Yes.
And some warm fish salad.
Absolutely.
Also your favorite.
Only if the warm fish salad is in the bucket hat.
Yeah. I will absolutely do that.
All right, well, it's a contract now.
Okay.
All right, Ian, our friend Ian, a.k.a. Lane. This event has been hella fun, but you know, November is going to be hella crazy. I'm just going to leave it at that. Whatever could you mean, Ian?
Ian, a.k.a. Lane. From Scotland. He's gone Californian. I love it.
All right, and ending it here, my favorite of the night from Lila Sharp. Someone please make sure that Clyde is still alive. 19 cans of Chef Boyardee a day is far too much. No wonder he lost his truck. Also, what Chef Boyardee flavor is his fave?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Do you have that line into Clyde? Can you get that answer for us, Chris?
I last saw Clyde wandering outside there, just trying to collect empty cans of soda, like soda cans out there.
You sure he wasn't looking for half full cans?
He might have been
because he's going to wash down those Philly cheesesteak raviolis.
Philly cheesesteak. Do not tell me that's a real. Is that an actual flavor?
For Chef Boyardee, I wouldn't put it past them.
Okay, all right. I have no idea. I mean, you could have told me absolutely yes.
You're asking me like I would know.
Okay, all right. Yeah, somebody run out there and see if they can find Clyde. He's lurking in the shadows out there.
He's definitely skulking. He skulks a lot.
I will tell you, when I came to the competition here last night for our tech check, I saw Austin McCord out there trying to shoo him away with a broom, okay?
Broom on broom handle mustache.
Yeah. He was saying, like, you are trespassing, Clyde, you know? You can't live here at Water Street, 165 Water Street.
It's just, there's no exterminator in the world that could take out a Clyde.
There you go. Okay, good. All right, so we've crowned winners for the 12s. We've crowned winners for the 30s. We are getting very close to crowning a winner for the Beetles. There's not a lot of fights left. I'm looking at the brackets. I am seeing that up here, it appears that Jetlag obviously has went on to the elimination semifinal, and they're going to be facing one of Drew Davis's robots, either Jackrabbit Flex or Jack Move. Here in Challenge, it says that he's going to be facing Jackrabbit Flex. The winner of that fight will go on to face Robert Walsh and Apex, and the winner there will have successfully escaped the elimination bracket and will go back up and face Malice.
Wow.
So we are looking at 3, possibly 4,
Yeah.
4, possibly 5.
Possibly.
Fights. Up to 5 fights left for the evening. So what that means is that we get to just sit here and hang out, Chris. This is fantastic. Now, did you get a chance to announce any fights over on the titanium stage?
I did not, but I did get to check out a bunch of the fights.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things was I checked out the Ocho, and I just saw your floating head in the bottom right.
Yeah.
I literally laughed so hard I started crying.
Okay, all right. And when we would go to a fight, I would try and move my head out of the way because I was solidly in the pink square.
Yeah, well, you know what it was? Like when I started watching, you weren't on the screen, but then your head just started to emerge, and I'm like, what is this?
Yes.
And then...
Yes, yeah, exactly. I will say that the titanium stage, it was a really delightful experience. I got to hang out with Ali. It was the two of us. We called fights for maybe 2 hours there. We ended up closing out the titanium stage. We saw all of the fights for boxes 5 and 6. And it's like a very different feel. Like, I didn't have a headset. So I didn't have Neil telling me like what was happening. So it was just this very kind of free form. It was like going back in time to 50 Day Street. You know, that kind of just very pure, like small, like just feel of like whatever's gonna happen, we're just gonna talk about it. That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, like I'm hoping that the titanium stage kind of develops its own feel. You know, like people tuning in and listen after this competition. Go back and watch the titanium stage. We talk about the weirdest stuff. Okay, Ali and I, for like those 2 hours. She told me about all these bird stories that she's done as a journalist. I told her about this lost tortoise that I covered as a newspaper reporter, okay? Yeah.
That sounds like a really slow story.
When two journalists get together, they just start telling one another like their best stories, you know? Like, and Ali's got great ones, yeah.
Oh.
And also Nick, who was in there running the control board, he and Ali worked together at News 12, and he told this really delightful story about a lost parrot. Do you want to hear it? I'm going to see if I can tell it.
The whole story about a lost parrot?
Yeah. Oh,
we do have breaking news, Luke.
Neil has cut off this parrot story. What's the breaking news? Oh, wow, we're going to go to Ali. Hello, Ali.
All right, we have to break big news right now. We need to know, which one are you choosing? I saw you over there with your boss, technically, right? Did you ask him? You know, hey.
Gennady, he's a wizard with everything. So we were talking about some setup for one of the bots. Yeah. But
you haven't answered my question yet. The people need to know.
So what am I taking? After much deliberation, Alex and I decided that it would make the most sense to take Jackrabbit Flex, the new Jackrabbit.
Nice.
Hits harder. It has a better chance with the fork design against a crazy bot like Jetlag. So we're taking Jackrabbit Flex.
All right. You heard it here.
Pieces over there. Yep.
But it won't be. It won't be in a few minutes. Yeah. It won't be. And this would qualify you for December, right? Remind me, have you qualified yet for December?
I mean, before or this year?
This year.
This year, no. This is, Blackjack, my 12-pound, my 12-pounder, qualified earlier today. Thanks to great mini bot driver, my boy Alex. And this is my first bot this year. I qualified twice before in the 2 years prior. So I was kind of worried that I wasn't going to be able to do it this time, but we did it.
Well, that's great. Well, we look forward to seeing that back together and out there soon. We'll let you get to work.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Okay, to reiterate, Drew Davis here has eliminated Jack Move and will instead be advancing Jack Rabbit Flex. Incredible. Now, I would love to know from Gil if we have an updated list of who has qualified now for the 3-pounders in December. I guess we can pull together that graphic. And in the meantime, I'll tell you a story about this parrot, Chris.
Oh, boy.
What do you think?
All right.
So this is Nick's story. They were doing a story about a parrot that escaped, and they produced it. Listen, we're talking about local news here, okay? All right. I did local news for a very long time.
The hard-hitting stuff.
Hard-hitting stuff, okay? It was this beautiful, like, macaw, like a massive parrot, beautiful, gorgeous parrot here in Connecticut, like lost, right? And so they did the story, and the reporter who did the story got a phone call from the newsroom, right? And it was a bunch of construction workers, and they said, we've captured a massive parrot and put it in this Tupperware box. Do you want to come down and check out this parrot? I think it might be the lost parrot that you were reporting on earlier today. And so the reporter's like, of course, yeah. So goes down to this construction site. They've got this huge Tupperware, right? She looks inside and goes, holy bleep, it's the parrot. Like, they've got the parrot, right? So they ended up calling the family, shooting like the actual reunion of the parrot and the family. Like, how incredible is that? 1 in a million. Could you imagine trying to catch a parrot inside of a Tupperware?
Luke?
Yeah.
Two can never tell a story like that ever again.
All right, we're going to go to a grudge match here in Cage 1. I thought that it was a delightful story, Chris. God, just taking the wind out of my
8,
wings here, Chris.
7,
okay?
6,
yeah, well, some parrots
5,
can't fly.
4, 3.
All right, this is a grudge
2,
match. This is Semtex versus
Fight,
somebody.
robots, fight.
Oh, this is Minor Threat 5 versus Semtex. Semtex hits like a bulldozer. Look at that. Semtex is one of our UK bots here at the competition today. Yes, huge hits here. This is a serious grudge match. Semtex would love to win here. Wow! Yeah, conclusively.
Is part of that drive down. It looks like the right side's a little seized up.
Whoa! Wow, huge hit on Semtex. I think that they hit the roof here, and the drive on Semtex is done. Look at that. One more weapon-on-weapon hit. Now, this is a grudge match, so the driver of Semtex is not obligated to tap out. The referee here is going to have a pretty light touch. They're going for destruction here, Chris. Just love that deep sound. It's like a supercar, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a turbocharger.
Yeah, exactly. Now the drive is out on Semtex. The weapon is still very much running. Now, one of the interesting things is you can see this orange drum on Semtex. I believe that is the weapon belt that's running down the middle of the drum.
And you can see it's not a solid drum either. It's a bunch of stacked verts.
Good eye there, Chris. Yes, indeed. I am loving the performance of Semtex here today. Minor Threat can really only drive on one half of its drive.
Unfortunately, it only works in one diagonal direction in reverse.
Right. So it looks like this match will be ending here. Now this was a match just for fun. That's the match. Drive your, well, I guess get pushed to the door there. Semtex, a good little cross-continental handshake there between two builders. Incredible. Now, Chris, I know that we have a little bit of time before our next fight. Maybe we could have Allie come over here and tell us her turkey story. What do you think? She's got a story about a turkey. What do you think?
After that parrot story.
Yeah, yeah.
You want her to kind of parrot that parrot story with the turkey story.
I feel like it's, I mean, the turkey story is pretty good.
It's riveting.
It's good, yeah. I don't want to, destroy the suspense, but it's pretty good. Maybe we could call Allie over, you know?
Allie, do you want to come tell a turkey story?
All right, let's check in here with your wife, Lindsay. Oh my God, it's Clyde Magnuson. Who let you in the building, Clyde?
I'm Clydette.
Is this Clyde's wife? Oh my God, what is happening, Chris?
I don't know what you're talking about. Lindsay had to go to the bathroom. It's been a long day.
Okay.
So,
She does that a lot.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm here. There's still super chats to be read.
Okay.
So,
wait,
while
Clydette
she's-
has taken over the live chat. Oh, this is bad. Okay.
Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to do it, and I got 2 super chats for you coming up.
Now listen, I don't want to be prejudicial at all, but I feel like just looking at Clydette, she seems barely literate, Chris. Okay.
Wow, judgmental much, Luke?
All right, Clydette, take us into these super chats.
All right, this one is from Mr. Fluffy. Lars is just getting warmed up. Future GOAT. I got to agree, Mr. Fluffy.
Okay, good job, Mr. Fluffy.
All right, and the next one is from, I think, a friend of yours.
Oh.
I've heard of her, Mary Catherine Carr.
Today is Mary Catherine Carr's birthday.
And she wants a thumb war, Luke.
She moved her birthday to Johnny Sumpa's birthday.
There you go. Okay.
She wants a thumb war. Are you gonna deprive your friend of a birthday gift?
Mary Catherine Carr. Let's see. First, happy birthday. Second, no thumb wars. Third, all right. Listen, I'll say come to Norwalk next year, on your birthday, and I will thumb wrestle Mary Catherine Carr here on the stream. What do you say?
She would destroy you.
She would.
Yes, that's true. Clydette, how do you know who Mary Catherine Carr is? I mean,
through the circles that Clyde runs in, I've heard about his friends, and his friends are friends with Mary Catherine Carr. So the word gets around.
All right.
I'll tell you this: Clyde doesn't run anywhere.
So Clydette, you do know Clyde then? There is some kind of prior relationship. Is that correct?
Yeah, Clyde is my husband.
Okay. So you guys both sold the truck.
Yeah.
Came here from Pennsylvania.
He
is that right?
did not consult me beforehand.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
So
you've also been skulking in the darkness, just kind of like squatting here for the last 2 months at Norwalk Havoc, at the House of Havoc. Is that right?
It's been a time.
I will say that I did find a little nest of just empty Chef Boyardee cans out there, okay?
He's got a habit.
It was disturbing. It was disturbing.
He's got a habit.
Chris, are you absolutely in love right now, Chris?
They don't make them like that anymore.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Clydette. Very good. Good job. All right. Oh no!
Oh, wait a minute. That wasn't Clydette.
Yeah, I think that may have been Lindsay with just a hard hat. Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Let's take another break here, and let's go into another feature. This one featuring Zoe Lambert.
So I work, and I do robots, and I sleep, and that's about it. My name is Zoe Lambert. I am 25 years old. I'm from St. Mary's County, Maryland, and my robot is Bugsby. I do FIRST robotics, so I mentor and I help students. While mentoring that is amazing and it's so much fun and I love inspiring the students, I really wanted something that I could do more of. I really wanted something that I could call my own. With combat robots, I get to be the driver, I get to build the robot. It's my ideas that get to come into play.
Seems like he's...
And if you don't mind us asking, what's the day job?
I work as a computer scientist for the Navy, but really I kind of just pick up whatever needs to get done. So sometimes I'm doing CAD work, sometimes I'm doing some mechanical stuff. It's kind of whatever I can pick up. NHRL encourages crazy ideas. Like, Bugsby is the burger bot. I didn't really think it was gonna look like a burger when I originally designed it, but when I said it, that was encouraged online. It became a joke and it was amazing. Bugsby goes off the concept of I'm a very bad driver, and I accept that. One thing I learned with Busy Bee is that I have to aim my weapon, and if I don't have to aim my weapon, then I can do a lot better. Bugsby is a shell spinner. The weapon is the entire body of the robot, and it means I don't have to aim. I can just get close to my opponent, and something will hit something, and it will be fun. My most memorable battle with Bugsby was with Blackjack because it was the first time I've ever had a strong back and forth with another robot. Blackjack was my first fight with Bugsby, and immediately there was big hits, and it wasn't just me getting big hits or Blackjack getting big hits, it was back and forth. I would get hit, he would get hit, we would both go flying, and I felt the switch of intensity when I got through that fight, and that fight is one of the most memorable for me.
Will Bugsby include the bun?
So Bugsby runs better without the bun on it. So when I get down into the losers bracket is when I take it off so that way I can run at the more efficiently. But if I can stay in the winners bracket, it'll keep its bun. It's like a little trophy.
I love that. Well, congrats on a great day here today.
NHRL has this feel to it that you know something crazy could happen at any minute. The atmosphere is just amazing. I think NHRL is offering everything that I could want from an event. There's nothing more that they could do that would make me happier to be here.
Amazing. I love Zoe Lambert. Such an inspiring story, such an inspiring builder, bringing so many new builders here to Norwalk. Team Honeycracked, incredible. Yeah, absolutely love that builder. Now, I hear that we're going to take a live look here at the pits. I think that we're going to see some Team Honeycracked people here right in the front of our screen. Oh, no! Team Honeycracked has cleared out. Wow, they've completely flown the hive here. There we go. And look, we still see a couple of yellow shirts here in the audience. Wow, all right, these pits are getting considerably more empty. There are just like 4 or 5 more robots left. And look at this. Brian Drake is in the machine shop here.
Brian, if you have time to lean, you have time to clean.
Yes, go find a broom, Brian. Yeah, all right. There's not many robots left here in the competition. We just have to crown a winner of the 3 pounds. And look at this. This is Cage 5 on the titanium stage. And oh, the Johns family, you're on TV. Oh my goodness. Brian. All right, you have to make like you've got to be more thorough here. I see that you've missed a lot of spots here.
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
All right, the backpack vacuum cleaner. We've made them all clean, Chris. This is truly awful.
Sam is just Windexing things.
We are truly garbage human beings, Chris, okay? Wow. Wow. All right, we've got a good live shot here of the production room. Hello, production. Give us a good wave. Wow, that was a very anemic wave. Give us more energy, production, more energy.
Half of these people are like, it's like Weekend at Bernie's in there. Right. Yes, half dead. I love it. Okay. Chris, and amazingly, we're continuing to go strong. Yeah. Now, I see Allie Warshawski here off to the side. Allie, do you have a bird-related story that you might want to tell us? Maybe? Yeah, let's see. Get a headset. Neil, is there enough time here? Oh, here we go. Allie, welcome back to the big stage. Let's see.
It feels weird to be here to talk about birds.
Yeah. All right.
Not
so
robots.
We were on the titanium stage for several hours. We were able to close that out.
Hours.
And listen, I will say, go back and rewatch that stream because we told some incredible stories.
We did. That scares me that they lived there forever. We talked about that because we were in a groove. We covered everything. Yeah. From robots to turkeys to parrots.
Now, as a television reporter, you've seen a lot of interesting stories.
So what's really strange is apparently birds do a lot of damage or concern. We had the parrot story that Nick, who was my former coworker, covered, and he found the parrot. There was another parrot story that I don't feel like repeating.
No, that was a good one.
It was good.
Yeah. Go back to the titanium stage to hear that one.
Yeah. And then the turkey story. So this is actually slightly relevant to Norwalk.
Really?
Because it happened in Norwalk. And that's where the the connection ends.
Chris.
No robots involved.
Turkeys are big birds, by the way. We see turkeys all the time up,
well, yeah, you
up
guys
near where
live
we
up
live.
in Turkey County. I mean,
Yeah.
Norwalk, it's not like it's a massive city, but it's
Yeah.
wild turkeys. They
It's
roam.
metropolitan.
They're usually, I mean, you're not dealing with much wildlife, other than the robots here might be the scariest thing. So apparently turkeys can fly.
Yeah.
A lot higher. They got.
we know
they got.
that.
Yeah. You guys know this. This
Yeah.
is your territory. For a good suburban city slicker like
Now,
me.
quickly,
learn
I'm
something
sorry
new.
for the detour, but somebody in your family hit a turkey. Is that right, Chris?
Yeah, my mom once hit a turkey with a 1996 Mercury Sable.
Ooh,
Okay.
who won, turkey or the sable? That's
The turkey.
close.
Yeah.
The turkey definitely won.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Now, was the turkey flying across the road or just running across the road?
No, Deb was driving through the woods.
And, okay, she was driving through the woods.
A little off-roading.
And she hit a turkey that was just chilling in the woods. Is that right?
That's the way it works.
Wait, like off-roading in the Mercury Sable?
You just heard Allie say it. We're from Turkey County.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of
Duchess,
paved,
AKA
there's not a lot of
Turkey County.
paved roads up where we live. Okay. All right, so she was flying through the woods and she hit a turkey.
And the
Just an
turkey-
innocent turkey, Chris.
Yes, Luke. She hit an innocent turkey in the woods.
Okay. All right. Now that we set that context. Okay.
Well, this turkey wasn't as innocent, and we do know it
Okay.
was taken into custody for questioning.
Yeah.
But it somehow jumped up high enough to dive through a second-story window of a home. And can you imagine that 911 operator's call of, I have a turkey in my house.
Yeah.
I'm terrified for my life and my kids. Can you get it out? And as a police officer, I'm sure you're like, this is my moment. I
Yeah.
signed up for this. This is exactly
Yeah.
why I went through that training anyway.
The turkey training.
The
It was like a
turkey
week
training.
of turkey
They might
training.
have to add it in because, as we've talked about, several bird issues in Fairfield County these days. But
Now, okay, so when a turkey comes in through the second-story window, do they just chill up there?
smashes through the glass.
Okay, right.
This poor woman, stay-at-home mom, husband was home at the time, but you can imagine the 3-year-old doesn't understand why the turkey's running around. The 1-year-old's like, what is this?
Right.
I've only been around a few months and look
Yeah.
what's going on. And the dog's like, I'm going to eat you for dinner.
Right.
So they barricade themselves behind the baby gate,
Okay.
call 911. After a little bit of time.
They're
and
watching this turkey just going ham
Oh yeah,
on
I mean
that second
front row
story.
seat. Like this woman
Okay.
was like, we're just sitting there watching. We don't know what to do. We got the gate up. The dog's going wild. They get the turkey out safely.
Okay.
Again, taken for questioning.
Right.
Charged with breaking and entering.
Of course.
And the damage that she had to report to her insurance, that's where it gets tricky. Like, how do you, luckily they had video because everything's video these days but tore up their floor, destroyed the window, traumatized the kids.
Wow.
So that made actually quite a few stations.
Yeah.
I broke the story, no big deal.
Yeah.
Like the window,
Yeah.
the turkey. Yeah, so that was the highlight of my reporting career, and now I'm here.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, I think that's what got me the job.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But yeah, now you know, turkeys, see them in their yard, barricade yourself.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
you
just
never know.
put a sheet of plywood over your second-story windows.
Luke.
Yeah.
Allie's bird story, way better than your bird story.
I don't know,
It
there
was
was Nick's bird
story.
story, and he found the parrot.
Yeah.
I mean, he saved a parrot's life, potentially.
I'm trying to think if I ever covered a bird story as a newspaper
I mean,
reporter.
if you covered the tortoise.
We
That's
did-
right. It was the tortoise.
We did have a tortoise that escaped, and we did tortoise like
High-speed
wall-to-wall.
chase in
It's
California.
right over there.
Tortoise coverage for 2 days straight. It was this massive community-wide search for this tortoise. It was a big story in the Bay Area at the time.
But do you think about this?
Yeah.
We're going to get serious.
Okay.
If you see a story on Facebook
Yeah.
or wherever, do you click on the bank robber or do you click on the tortoise story?
Tortoise.
Exactly.
100%. Now,
and that
the
is
only
why,
other story that would trump that is if a tortoise robbed a bank.
which could happen.
I mean, listen,
Sign me up for that
working
story.
with the turkeys, you know, just coming in, invading human spaces.
That turkey broke laws.
Yeah, okay, right. Yeah, well, I mean,
So
they've got to go to...
I heard they pardoned that turkey, though.
Yeah, definitely was not eaten on Thanksgiving as a revenge.
Yeah, wow, incredible. That would be a weird homeowner's insurance call, you know?
Right?
Yeah.
And you know how those commercials like, we've heard everything. I'm like,
Yeah.
but have you?
It would
I mean,
start with-
have you heard
I
the
mean,
one about
I
the
think
turkey?
normally they cover foul play.
I used that pun. It was the first line in my story.
Nice. Good
Again.
job.
really don't know why I didn't win an Emmy, but.
All right, can we see this somewhere like on YouTube?
I think they have something relevant for us to talk about.
Oh, okay, Neil.
What,
All right,
Neil?
have you found the clip, Neil?
We have a fight.
Have we found the clip of this this turkey story that Allie did?
We haven't,
All right,
but
we're
we
still
found
searching
people
for it.
to fill the cages, so the people who are watching, we
Wow,
have that. We have.
okay. This,
Yes.
This is a bracket fight here. Thank you, Allie. All right, good job here with these turkeys. This is elimination bracket round 10. Now this is Jackrabbit Flex, built by Drew Davis, our 10th grade English teacher from Schenectady on Team Shreddit. He eliminated his other bots here in the competition. He is hoping that Jackrabbit Flex is going to have what it takes to defeat Lars Elliott and Jetlag. Lars Elliott is our 14-year-old driver extraordinaire here. Gone incredibly deep into the competition. Now, unofficially, I believe that these are robots that have qualified. Gil is going to keep me honest. But if they haven't, they are very close to qualification. And Lars Elliott defeating Shreddit Bro just now. And now going to see if he can defeat a second Team Shreddit robot in Jackrabbit Flex. Now, we heard from Drew earlier that Jackrabbit Flex is the latest version of Jackrabbit, and it hits very hard. But I'm going to say Drew Davis has a very tough, tall mountain to climb here. Lars Elliott is an incredibly good driver.
It's like both builders have punched the ready button. Cage is locked up.
Next in Cage 2, Jackrabbit Flex versus Jetlag.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fight, robots, fight.
Round 10 of the elimination bracket.
Lars Elliott making quick work here of Bug, the mini-bot on Jackrabbit Flex. Jackrabbit Flex coming in here, hoping to kill. This is Drew Davis's hardest hitting version of Jackrabbit. And Lars Elliott sending Jackrabbit into the corner once again, up against the rails. Drew Davis finds himself on his head. Let's go, Lars. Lars is staying very close to his opponent, racking up control points, popping him in the air. Here we go. Drew's back on his feet. Oh! Big hit there. We can see Drew Davis working with Alex Pezza and trying to pin Jetlag, but it looks like Bug could be dead. I think that Bug is dead. This is now one-on-one action here. Both of these weapons sound great. Drew again finds himself on his head, and look at that. I think that's a belt from Jackrabbit Flex.
My goodness.
The weapon is gone on Jackrabbit Flex. This is Jetlag's fight. Lars Elliott here. What a turn of events. Perhaps defeating 2 Shreddit bots in a row. Lars has 90 seconds left. He's trying to go for a knockout here. Drew Davis finds himself on his head. Alex Pez's minibot Bug is dead.
The winner goes on to fight Apex.
Yes, for the elimination bracket final. Incredible. Lars wants to score a knockout here. 60 seconds left in this fight. Lars is ahead on the points, but still he continues to pursue. Incredible, putting his robot at risk. With every single one of these exchanges, he could lose his weapon, he could get high-centered, but he is keeping the pressure on, he is keeping this control and aggression going. 40 seconds left in this fight. Drew Davis watching his robot being slowly picked apart by Jetlag, an incredibly good robot, an incredibly good driver. 25 seconds left. Lars Elliott appears to be 20 seconds away from advancing to the elimination final. Wow. Incredible. With 10 seconds left, he has escaped the count out. This one will go to the judges. Look at this incredible pin from Lars. That is the match. Look at this. Lars Elliott and Jetlag driving to the door. That robot looks unscathed. Just charge up those batteries and face Apex. Incredible. Now this one is going to go to the judges. Technically, Chris.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be a pretty quick deliberation.
Chris, if they call it for Jackrabbit Flex, I say that we burn down the House of Havoc, okay?
We tried that 25 times tonight.
Yes, exactly. All right, check out this replay here. Dominant driving. Jackrabbit Flex spent a lot of time on its head before it lost its weapon. Lost its mini-bot pretty early, too. The mini-bot performance has really been a key factor in his success.
Yeah, it really
has. Today. This looks like this will be the last fight of the day for Drew Davis and Jackrabbit Flex. I think this might just be a show of hands, Chris, when we go to the judges. What do you think?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Wow, if I was Lars Elliott, I would just be absolutely stoked about this. Amazing. Okay, we're gonna go to the judges. I hope that this is a quick deliberation. Again, everyone in the audience.
Whoa, Judgeception.
We are getting ready to burn down the House of Havoc if they call this wrong. Okay, round of hands here. Do we have hands for Jackrabbit Flex? Any hands here in the audience? Any hands here as judges? Okay, Drew Davis has a hand. There we go. You have to advocate for yourself. How about hands for Lars, Elliott, and Jetlag? There we go. A unanimous judge's decision for this 14-year-old builder. Incredible. Advancing on a unanimous judge's decision. Great work, Lars.
Awesome.
Now, with this fight, that means that Lars Elliott will go on to face Apex. Now, I think that Robert Walsh is around the same age. They may both be 14-year-olds. I would love to know the exact age, you know? Like, that's pretty cool. Both essentially, what is that? 14 is like high school freshmen, is that right?
Yeah.
Maybe 8th graders, 9th graders, something like that. Amazing. Two incredibly, like great young drivers here. Great drivers in the sport, great builders in the sport. You love to see a final, you know, in the elimination bracket where, you know, these kids here are just doing great. It's amazing.
It's so awesome.
It's amazing. Yeah.
I'm so impressed. Every single time I'm here, there's new drivers that just blow my mind.
Chris, the kind of wild thing is I look at a fight like this and I say, legitimately, I am like 3 times older than these kids and I could not drive as well as they do, you know? Like somehow they figured it out. Like, what is it?
You would actually have to take your Shreddit clone out of the box, Luke.
I don't feel comfortable doing that first, okay? All right, that scares me, Chris. The only other thing that I worry more than losing a fight is losing money, Chris. I hate losing money, okay? And combat robotics is a very expensive sport. You have to literally spend probably thousands of dollars in parts before you start winning fights convincingly. Either that, or I guess you play video games since you were 0 years old and you become an amazing driver by 14. I don't know, like I'm not that good of a driver, Chris. That's a problem.
We gotta get you practicing. That's all we gotta do.
All right. Okay, we're going to check out a highlight from July.
The cow robots fight.
Oh, good speed manufactured.
That's an airbag. This is a concept that we've been hearing about for a long time.
Kyle, he sucked it right into his weapon. What?
I don't know if I'd be happy about this if I was Zach.
Oh, look at that.
No.
The weapon is wrong.
That is
Oh, the weapon
kilter.
is Zach Knight. He looks really happy, you guys.
Yeah, Zach's really pleased with that entire experience. Zach has a lot of work to do on Cronhetta.
Yeah, okay. So at the moment, it seems like with the pressure that from bending the frame, The top plate really did not want to come out. My biggest priority after that fight was making sure to inspect the batteries, make sure they're not damaged in any way. We all know that lipos like to go very bad, very quick. Overall, the frame's actually really bad damaged. Getting this weapon shaft out is going to be a little bit of a tall task, but we'll get it done. I really just want to swap everything to this frame. I bought a backup frame because I expected to lose things throughout the day. Just, I guess, not in this way. I have so much force running through my weapon that when it caught the airbag just wrapped itself in all the tight little crevices around the weapon and just destroyed everything. Frame rails are bent, the weapon motor pulleys broke. Pulley on the weapon looks to have completely twisted itself around, so I don't even know how I'm gonna get this pulley off of here. That's gonna be a fun time. But you can see that these are supposed to be perfectly straight, and they're bent out at an awkward angle. Next course of attack, I want to check my weapon motor system. If the weapon motor doesn't seem to be too bent, I might just throw it in the other robot. Yeah, everything's looking okay internally, just the damage suffered to the frame. Now, it looks like now that I've got weapon shaft out and it's not pushing on anything anymore, the frame's straightened up a little bit, so I might actually be able to take and replace them with a couple older parts I have and just put straight ones on, because it looks like the main problem's all the aluminum. Not entirely happy about it, but
well, I don't blame you.
I don't think anybody would be.
I was in the green room and there was a lot of discussion about whether or not airbags should be allowed.
Yeah, he's not even gonna put one on for the next fight. He'll do something else. He saw what the after effects of what he did was, and he felt really bad. He was a first-time builder. I can't blame him.
Oh yeah.
Guy tried something new, and when the first-time builders are normally the guys that give us the best entertainment. Because all of us normal guys, we build roughly similar things over and over. Yeah, I'm not mad at him one bit. I made my own mistakes in that fight, and I should have just turned my weapon off after it was exploded anyways. As I press a straight one up against it, there's quite a bit of flex to it. Oh well, things happen. So here, you can see that each frame rail should all be parallel to each other. If I bolted this back in and it seemed twisted in any way, it would tell me that this cross frame is bent because I'm not changing it. There's a little bit of things that I'm not exactly happy with at the moment. I think the frame's twisted just slightly, and so it's gonna pull my front wedges off the floor. When that airbag exploded, every little bit of the 3D printed pulley just kind of twisted upon itself. Now it's completely junk. I can't use this. We don't come here expecting not to get damaged. I need a bunch of washers. Do we got pressure on the shaft?
How's it going?
The amount of bend is, most verts don't bend me that hard.
I don't know if that's something I should be proud of or
A little bit of both. You're a first-time builder. Like, you brought a very unique idea. Did it backfire? Yes. Nobody in the world is going to be mad at you for that. But there was never an intention from you to be an entanglement device.
yeah, it's supposed to be a launch, have the bag either come off or break off.
Which I don't judge you a single bit for any of it. I've always known that one of my greatest weaknesses will be my back cross frame, but it's not often anybody ever gets to there. So this little pink cover saves all my drive electronics from uncertain death. So I gotta remove the connections off this motor and solder on some new ones. I've already got my wires pre-tinned. Now I've created myself a little bit of a jig with my helping hands. Now I just need to get the wire connected inside of the back end of the connector. Luckily, there's little holes that make getting the solder inside of it incredibly easy. Right now, all I'm doing is buttoning this up, getting all the electronics pushed back inside of it, and then we will get the drivetrain put together, which should only take a couple minutes, and bolt armor on. So my battery leads are my biggest problem when initially resetting the electronics internally. All I have to do is put the front wheels on, run a belt between each one. So all they are is they're held in with a shoulder bolt, which I can actually just steal from this one with a couple screws. Toss the armor on this one as well, and put the front armor on. Last top plate, we're good to go. Because the frame rail doesn't want to sit flush, I will make it sit flush. Just pulling the frame rail in a little bit so that I can run the screws directly back into it, put it under tension, and then be all set. I think that's a completed robot. Let's find out. Okay. Cage is closed, everybody's safe. Something's backwards, that's fine. I can get that reversed. It's just a simple little change, but most thing I care about is the weapon. Do I have a weapon? I do not. So that being said, first thing I need to do is go back and get that changed up, see what I can do to fix it.
So there we see Zach dancing back and forth, getting ready for his fight, going up against a literal legend.
There he is.
Promheta having a little bit of trouble getting out of the corner there. And look at the drive on Promheta just drifting around Toro Jr.
Promheta's weapon down?
Yeah, it's definitely not spinning at full speed. And it's all that powerful four-wheel drivetrain on Promheta that's giving him these advantages in these interactions right now. Grinding hits on Promheta. They just knocked him over onto their head there.
Tap out.
There it is. That is your tap out.
Toro Jr.
You can just see the paint and the erosion on the front of that weapon. Yeah. It's probably because it's been a long day.
This is a good outcome. So how you feeling? What did you do right?
We tried to avoid the corners and not to get stuck in the box, on the cage. And also it was all about driving as well because they have a larger weapon, so weapon to weapon we might lose it. We also were lucky that his weapon was not working fully, so.
Yeah, because a very experienced competitor that you were up against.
Zach Knight and Promheta, they have had a day picking out pieces of an airbag from an earlier match, trying to fix some wonky drive issues. Promheta is one of our top-ranked 12-pounders, and we're just not seeing the same kind of speed and drifting motion from Promheta that we typically see.
Chunk of the sidewall just got ripped off.
Oh, wow.
The
Airtime.
winner is Yabganal.
Wow, Yabganal takes it. Zach Knight is going home with Promheta. I will say Zach Knight has had quite a day, you know? Running into that airbag earlier in the day and taking pieces of that airbag upstairs to the pits and trying to pick it out, you know, of that weapon housing. You know, like that was an incredibly destructive match.
Yeah, totally.
And perhaps a little controversial.
I heard things.
Yeah.
This is honestly one of the biggest rebuilds I've done midday. Typically, I'm changing one or two parts, not swapping everything to a whole nother chassis.
All right, welcome back. That was a clip from our, this is NHRL 1 hour show. You can check it out on YouTube. We're going to be producing those episodes after every single event, just doing a really cool recap. That was an awesome rebuild video, just showing what some of these builders have to go through after massive, catastrophic failures like we saw right there. And yeah, that didn't look like a good time.
No, it's an incredible turnaround that these teams can manage. Yeah. And honestly, it's part of the fun if you're a competitor, although, you know, in the moment it might not feel that much fun. It's part of the challenge, and it's it's just as much of a battle as what happens inside the box.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is what happens in the pits, and I'm really glad we get a way to showcase that here at NHRL.
So much of that story happens in the pits. It's so hard to capture all of those stories, but man, we try to do the best job we can here at NHRL to show that drama and that hard work that those competitors put in. I mean, 90% of this tournament happens back there.
Yeah. Then another 5% at home, and then only a tiny glimmer of what really happens is inside of these boxes.
Absolutely. All right, so these are some of the most highly ranked bots that we're trying to see if they can qualify for December. They're the ones that traditionally have done very, very well here. The X's show bots that did not qualify in this tournament, they only have one more chance in December. We have former Golden Dumpster winners, Shreddit Bro, Project Liftoff. They did not get their chance. The Sepule, Voxel, fully defined. They are not going to be able to go. They have one more chance in December. Bugsby, Keminote, they also did not get a chance in the 12-pound division. However, Huge and Disko did qualify in the 30-pound division. Yahoo, Other Disko, and Plyohazard all qualified in December. Fantastic work to those teams. So happy for them that they will get to come back in December. And who knows, maybe they'll come back in November as well.
Yeah,
get some more practice in, get some more damage in. Might be a good time.
I think Plyohazard has to come back simply because they just keep building new robot after new robot.
Yeah, we have never seen the same Plyohazard show up ever.
Right. So if that's the case, keep going.
Yeah,
keep it up.
May as well at this point. All right, so let's go to Lindsay. I heard she has some super chat action for us. What's going on, Lindsay?
Believe it or not, we have some super chats. We still have people who have been with us since 10 a.m.
All right.
And they're sending super chats. So this one is from Nathan Starrett. Now, I know that this is what it says, but in the chat, it's actually a slice of cake. And he paid money to share it, so I wanted to make sure that it was shared. But unfortunately, the emoji didn't transfer.
Yeah, I feel like an Android user getting a text from a Apple user.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I'll leave you alone, Kyle, I promise.
I'm also an Android user, so. All right, Bullcart64, Luke versus Kyle, Shreddit Clone versus Crashfest. I will have a bot ready for Kyle, so.
Ooh. Okay.
And then the last one we have here, our friend Lane. Tore up the windows, destroyed the carpet, traumatized the kids. Are you sure this was a turkey or a Florida man in Connecticut?
I gotta tell you, they are very similar. Very similar creatures.
A lot
Florida
of plumage on both.
Yeah, a lot of plumage, a lot of flaunting around.
They've got that dangly thing under their neck.
They absolutely have the waddle.
The waddle. Yeah, most of them have a waddle.
Yeah,
and all of the
absolutely.
Florida men have a waddle.
You have to be a proper Florida man. You have to have a waddle.
Yeah, sometimes it's surgically removed. That's okay.
You do what you got to do in this world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yes, absolutely. You know, turkeys, they are a conservation success story here in the United States. They are a bird that was almost extinct. Now they are overpopulated in most places in the United States. And it's a wonderful thing, except when they come in your house.
Oh, is this a problem that you've faced, Kyle?
No, but there are several communities in the Northeast where hunting turkeys is not allowed, and therefore they are taking over those areas. In fact, people have been kicked out of their front yards by turkeys. Police officers have had to remove turkeys from residential areas. It's a whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I was telling just a few minutes ago, actually, I was in the lobby and I was mentioning that in Baltimore, where the Mammoth shop is, I was hanging out recently, and I did a double take as I was getting into my car because there was a gentleman walking what appeared to be a mountain lion.
Oh.
A puma or...
some sort of large cat.
There was a large cat, and I wasn't sure if it was just a leash or a rope. It seemed docile. There was slack in the rope.
Sure,
it was hanging loose. But, do you call the police? Or maybe they just had a turkey problem that they wanted to take care of.
Yeah, I'm just, if the animal seems in good spirits and under good control.
I wasn't going to call the police simply because I didn't want to anger the puma.
Yeah, maybe the Puma isn't the concern there. Maybe the Puma is the docile one. It is the trainer, the human that you.
Yeah, I feel like mountain lions walk you.
Yeah,
not the other way around.
Well, yeah, that depends. Maybe if you do a good job on the training, you got good treats for the Puma, you'll be okay.
I was going to say what is a mountain lion treat, but we just discussed turkeys.
Turkeys
Absolutely.
would be the mountain lion treats. Yeah. Let's take a quick break. We're going to get a break, and we'll come right back for you.
I'm Jake with Sen, and today we're talking about tab and slots. I'm really excited about this. I use tab and slots in my designs all the time, but maybe you're not familiar with tab and slots, so let's talk about what it is first. So originally, you take your design and you have a female slot, so a hole in your part, that'll actually locate into a male tab that goes into that slot and that holds it together. So this little box here that I have, we have 4 tabs and slots in each corner. So as I put it together, it holds itself together really nicely, right? And that's the beauty of that design. So if we're needing to weld something together or even hold it in a certain location when we bolt it together, it's a great fixturing mechanism that you can incorporate into your design. So as you're designing this, it's important to remember a couple things with regard to the slot design. Anytime you put a hole in a part, you're introducing a new area in which the part's weak. If it's prone to high vibration or a lot of stress, you might see cracking in the corners of a slot, especially a square type shape. And so if you have a square slot like this, you will eventually see some cracking that'll be in the corners. There's an easy way to reduce this stress and cracking in the corners, and by simply just throwing a little tiny radius in the corner. Just by putting in a small radius like this one, you reduce the stress in the corners substantially, and you won't see as much cracking. One important thing to note though, is if you do put a radius in the corners, you do have to increase the size of that slot by the radius in order to make sure that the tab still fits into that slot. You can also chamfer the edge of your tab if you want to do it that way, but you are going to be prone to having a little bit of a sloppier fit, this design. The next best thing that you can do, and this is what I prefer to do if I have the option, is to put a full radius in the corner. So make a full half circle in each corner. That half circle reduces the stress exponentially on this part. And you won't see as much cracking or stressing, if not at all, especially in a high vibrational type situation. But this one, you also have to increase that diameter of the slot or the width of that slot to your tab to that full radius of those corners to ensure that it slides in and fits. A lot of people don't like this because then you end up having a little bit more slop in your design. And that slop in that design sometimes makes it harder for things to be put in the right place. The next best thing is to do a dog bone design. And that's simply putting a hole in each corner, and then softening those edges, radiusing those edges into those corners. What this does is it allows you to have essentially a square hole that has a softened up radius. So you're able to make the slot the same exact dimensional size as the tab. These things that we're doing to the slots, we can also do to the tab. We can soften those radiuses and stuff on the corners of those tabs to create less stress in those corner joints. Lastly, it's important to note the dimensional thickness of your material. It's great, you can go onto our website. When you select the material, you'll see the dimensional thickness in both imperial and metric to fit your guys' needs. When you're designing that slot, we recommend you being at least 10,000ths of an inch larger in diameter and width than your tab. Your thickness of your material is gonna be the width of your slot. Make sure you're at least 10,000th of an inch larger than that, and you'll have a nice slip fit. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.
All right, welcome back to Norwalk Havoc Robot League. We are inching towards the end of our Beetleweight tournament here this evening. We have already crowned a 12-pound champion. We've already crowned a 30-pound champion this evening.
It's been a productive night.
It has, and now we've got one more golden dumpster, one more $1,000 prize to hand out this evening. So there you go. We have the timer set. Jet lag's charging the battery. Looks like everything else is ready to go. Not much time left. So once that battery is charged, he's going to get that into the box as quickly as possible.
Yeah, we are almost there.
It's going to be Apex versus Jet lag yet again this evening.
It's brutal.
It's brutal.
Fight after fight.
It's fight after fight.
No remorse.
No, especially with these two competitors. They've gone against each other already today. So once he gets up to 16.8, he feels like he's going to have enough juice in that battery to bring it into the box. Let's see if he makes it in time.
See there, I don't know if they'll zoom out a little. I'm a little curious to see how big of a battery he's got. You can see that bottom right number. That's 165, 166.
Yeah.
That's how many milliamp hours. Think of those like he did a drop of water into a bucket.
Gotcha.
And I'm curious, is he? How low did he drain that last time?
Yeah.
How hard does he have to push it? How close to the limit of his battery is he actually? Now the ref is sitting there.
He's got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and he's got to go.
That's it. Oh, I see some action.
I don't know what's going on. They got to be moving. He's got to be moving to the box right now.
Yeah, I think his time is up, and that means our time is nigh.
Yeah, absolutely. Our time is nigh. He's got to be moving him to the box right now. He's got to be getting over here right now. He's putting the battery in the bot while he's coming down the stairs at this point.
Yeah.
That seems unsafe, but you know.
Well, yeah, frankly, I don't know if that's a good idea.
It's probably not the best idea.
The risks you take.
Yeah, yeah.
That said, you saw that up top corner. He was down to 0.3 amps.
Yep.
He was real close to full.
Gotcha.
I mean, he's almost there.
Yeah, so he would likely last a whole match, if not most of a match, on that amount of battery power.
Right, but wouldn't that be something if he gets to the last 5% of this match? He gets those last, however many seconds that is.
And it just goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not what you want to see.
The way he drives that bot, it would not be hard to see. I mean, he runs that weapon even when he's doing those pins, even when he's like making those other maneuvers. He's
leaving nothing on the table.
Yeah, he's not conservative with any of that bot.
No, so he wants every last ounce.
He's going to need it. He's going to need it.
We'll find out.
So these are two of our youngest competitors that we've had here today. They've already fought a match earlier in the day. They're going to be going at it again right now. It is going to be a brutal fight.
Yeah, Norwalk Havoc, one of the few places where you can legally see just children beat each other up.
Yeah.
Through a medium, of course.
Right, little minors fighting in a competitive manner.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so they're coming down the stairs now. Safely, I like that, no running. Nicely done. Have they already made it? Are they down? What's going on?
I don't know. I feel like we would see them over there if they'd already made it down.
It's true.
And I don't.
I don't either.
So maybe they took the elevator.
That would be the right move at this time of day.
Listen, I'm a little wobbly. I think you're a little wobbly.
I've been wobbly today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We wobble. or we waddle? Are we Florida men now?
I did grow up down in Florida.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
But no, I mean, I'm sorry you grew up in Florida.
I know, yeah. I grew up in Clearwater.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's it's the United States, I think, still.
Yeah, you don't need a passport to go there.
Okay, I might recommend it anyway. Now,
all right, here they come, rushing down the stairs, trying to get into the box as quickly as they can. The time is out.
Rapid descent.
Everybody's got to be in the box. Everybody's got to be fighting right now. This is the elimination bracket final. The winner of this fight has to go on to face Malice for the championship, for the dumpster, for all of the marbles. Not half of them, all of the marbles.
They don't want to take all of the marbles,
No.
Kyle. Do they, like, if Austin walks up to you and tries to give you $1,000 and you just slap it out of his hand, what happens?
I don't know. I mean, I guess he wouldn't mind keeping his $1,000.
I feel like it might be worth maybe the second prize. Maybe it's worth $400 to find out what happens. Especially if it's not my $400. Some other competitor's $400 is absolutely worth What happens when you just say, I didn't earn, maybe that's how you play it, right? I didn't get to the finals. I don't deserve this money. All right. Well, on that note, we're going to jump to the cage. In fact, we are already looking at the cage on the screen.
Earlier tonight, Apex sent Jetlag down into the elimination bracket by defeating them.
Next in Cage 2, Jetlag versus Apex.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fight, robots,
Away
fight.
they go in this elimination final. Immediate big hit.
Absolutely. That's what you expect from Apex these days. Robert Walsh has that weapon dialed in. He is the Apex Predator of the Cybears team.
You can see Jetlag just has so much torque in that robot. So much gyroscopic force. This is brutal. The two of them just chewing each other's faces off.
Absolutely. Wow, beautiful hits there from Jetlag.
Wow,
Jetlag
right
getting the better of all of those exchanges.
Apex no longer says Apex on its rear end.
That all got stripped away. The weapon is powered down on Apex. Will they be able to get it back up to speed? They're not moving. This is not looking great. Robert Walsh has some work to do to get his bot back up and functioning.
However, the robot has sprung back to life in terms of its movement, and that,
it's doing the thing. Oh, it has been able to get back up.
And the weapon is back.
And the weapon is back.
That's what we call percussive maintenance.
That's exactly how you fix your bot. Just smack it on the head just the right way.
Yeah.
Sometimes it knocks everything back into place.
One of those times.
You can hear the weapon of Apex grinding on the plywood floor.
Yeah, part of that robot has been removed from the bottom of the chassis, and that means that weapon is just bouncing about. That's going to be really hard on Apex, because every time that hits the floor, that's an extra stress on your robot that you do not want this deep in the competition.
Yeah, and energy from that weapon that could be going into your opponent now just getting wasted on the floor over and over and over again.
Yeah, but what a pretty pattern it makes, Kyle.
It really is. Modern art.
We're down to the last minute of this fight, and both robots still doling out hits like they're nothing. Popping each other up into the air. Oh, and there's Apex's weapons down.
And now Apex, Apex bringing back to life.
Kyle, this is exactly what we expect to see when a robot's weapon is hitting the floor that much. It overheats and it goes down for a minute, and then it recovers and it turns back on, and then it overheats again, and back and forth. Will it come back? We don't know.
Yeah, it's a rough spot to be in this late in the tournament. You don't know what's going to happen, and then he's got to do this all over again if he wins.
Absolutely, and I'm hearing right now Apex is in the same situation. It's bouncing about. We're coming up on the last 10 seconds. I think this is, both weapons down? No, again, we're going to the last 10 seconds.
Got itself right back up to speed, grinding away on the back.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The elimination finals going
to the judges. Oh my goodness. Whew. All right, well. So that means that we now have a judge's decision and then 20 minutes for repairs, battery charging.
Replacements.
Do
either of these robots have a spare chassis? Do we know?
I don't believe they do.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I believe these are both single chassis robots, making it all the way through the tournament today. Really impressive, going against many multiple chassis robots, by the way.
And look at these hits. Like, think about taking these kind of hits and then having to repair your robot afterwards.
All day long. All day long.
All day, every day. That's all they do here. Look at this. Like some of these, oh, there it is. That almost moved it. Thank goodness that weapon came back.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to, frankly.
No, really rough spot for Apex to be in for most of this fight. But they stuck with it. They hung in.
The aggression, it's still there. The control, I don't know. I think
that's a tough one.
That's going to be hard for Apex to make an argument for.
Yep.
And man, if I was a judge, I would love to see a little more close-up, imagery of the way these two robots look. Oh,
hey,
there.
What's going on? There's the Malice team. Just they're just chilling.
Lovely builder's lounge that they are lounging in.
Yeah, you know, they're ready to go.
Yeah.
Batteries are charged. Bots ready to go.
Yeah, they're cool as cucumbers.
That's all you got to do right now. Put your feet up. Wait to see who you're fighting.
And you know, it's funny, that is an edge going into a fight.
Sure.
When you have that little bit of a breather. But right now, we're going to go into our judges panel.
Yes, we are.
Let's work our way up, shall we, Kyle?
Sure, I love it.
All right, Bradley, give it to me. What was the situation?
What'd you see happening, Brad?
Well, I saw a lot of things happening. You know, it was a very close fight in the beginning. Ultimately, I had a Grudge install for jet lag. The damage, you know, at the end of the day, Apex losing its weapon a few times, that really started swaying it to jet lag for me.
Yeah.
And of course, the control was a big category that jet lag won. So with that, jet lag won all the categories for me and is moving on.
There you go. All right, so let's go on up to Leanne. Leanne, what did you think about that fight? Who won?
Yeah, I'm in agreement with jet lag.
All right, well.
Official winner is jet lag. It's just academic at this point. Alon, what did you think?
Yeah, I've also got jet lag. One of the first things that we said is that I had realized watching that fight was that Apex had lost one of the bolts in their beer bot, which is probably why it was stalling out like that. But otherwise, it still did a really good job. About a third of that fight, it did really, really well. But 2/3 of that fight, jet lagging.
Fair enough. All right. We'll keep that, well, really, we'll just consolidate that. Again, an official unanimous decision for jet lag.
Absolutely.
In the meantime, our timer has already started ticking. You can see it there, less than 19 minutes. In fact, less than 18 and a half minutes for that robot to be repaired, charged, ready to go.
Lars doesn't look stressed, though. He's eating Smarties. He's hanging out. He's waiting for batteries to charge. It looks like he's having a nice time, quite frankly.
Yeah, he's more relaxed than I've been in my entire life. I don't know how he keeps it together.
Apex had a deep run in this tournament today, one of the best performances we've ever seen from them. I believe the furthest they have ever gone in this tournament.
Was that right?
Yeah, it is phenomenal to see how deep they have gone in this tournament. That's a bot to watch going into the future, keeping in mind that that competitor is, what, 14 years old?
Yeah, too young to drive.
Too young to drive a car. Not too young to win a Battlebots competition. Not too young to win a Norwalk Havoc competition. The kid's going to be going places very far.
I think so. Yeah. I'm impressed.
Absolutely, super impressive. If that match had gone just slightly differently, we'd be talking about a different story right now.
Yeah, but I think we'd still be talking about an impressive show from both Roboteers.
Yeah, they did a really great job. And now it's just down to whose batteries charge the fastest and how quickly, I guess, Malice can get their feet off the couch.
Yeah, it's... Those couch potatoes are only, halfway done baking in the oven. But we'll get there.
No, it is casual right now. I mean, he's got 20 minutes. He's probably just got to go make sure he's got the right configuration on the bot. He really was going to fight 2 verts anyway, no matter what.
That's a good point. No matter, at this stage in the game, you can kind of think ahead and you can say, well, these are the robots I could be fighting. This is what I would do for this robot. This is what I would do for that robot. And when you luck out, like you do tonight, and say, well, these are both similar robots. My strategy is going to be the same. You can just prepare, put a bow on it.
Yep.
Take a minute to kick back. And seriously, I want to say it is a real edge to be able to sit in the lounge, take a breather, collect yourself, and go into that fight fresh. Go in with your wits about you.
Yep.
And that can make all the difference when you try to strategize and act effectively in a strategic way.
Yeah, your reflexes are going to be a lot more on point as well when you're not stressed, when you're not frazzled, when you're not just like, oh, I just did 19 things with my hands and now I've got to try to figure out how to work this controller.
Oh, you know, this has happened to me before. You go in, you're trying to prepare for a fight. You know you're going to have, your fingers on the sticks and you burn yourself on a soldering iron because you're so stressed out trying to get something fixed that, you do that thing that you see where they're advertising like electronics manufacturing
and they
overseas,
grab the end.
and they're like grabbing the end, and you know someone's smelling bacon off camera. That can happen. That kind of thing happens. Oh, interesting.
All right, so Jetlag getting their teeth tightened up in the workshop. They're going to make sure that same problem that happened to their competitor in the last fight doesn't happen to them in this one. That's Vice Grips wrenching those teeth down into the drum.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but may I suggest some Loctite while you're in there?
You're allowed to suggest things. Absolutely.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, can you put like a frilly bunny hood on it?
We can make great suggestions. We can make wonderful suggestions. We can make terrible suggestions. It's all allowed.
All right. Well, good to know.
And I'm not making any judgments about frilly bunny hoods.
It seems to fit that robot.
Really?
I think so. Now that Jackrabbit, now that all of the Jackrabbit robots are out of the run,
yeah.
someone needs to carry on that.
Carry on the Jackrabbit name.
Right.
Because we're so close to Easter?
Yeah, Kyle, that's it. Yep. We'll go with that. Okay, it is getting to be a little bit weirder part of the night.
It's getting to be a little bit of the weirder part of the night. Perfectly allowed, perfectly allowed.
I think it's encouraged even.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I did want to check in with Lindsay here in a little bit, see if we're getting anything in the way of super chats from our fans. But in the meantime, looking at this final, Malice, they've been vicious throughout the day today.
Yeah.
They are actually the ones that ended up sending Apex down into the elimination bracket just last round.
Mm-hmm.
How are they looking in this match?
I think their odds are really high here. I think it's a combination of design, but like you said, it's the viciousness. It's the fact that they're firing on all cylinders. They are taking no prisoners, no holds barred.
Yeah, and that drum has been scary all day.
Yeah, it's a terrifying noise.
Yeah, it really is. Let's check in with Lindsay.
Hello.
Lindsay, how's it going over there?
Hi. The chat is as lively as ever, despite it being 12:15 Eastern Standard Time. And I have to tell you, there has a new hero has emerged.
Oh, really?
Amongst our fans, and his name is Lars Elliott.
Lars is amazing.
Yeah, a lot of new fans in the chat. And I can't wait to see what happens now against Malice. But we have a super chat here from Michael T. Hey, you guys got any bird stories?
Bird stories, huh?
Yeah, we heard some from Allie. We heard some from Luke. We got some mixed reviews from Chris. I guess Michael wants some more.
I mean, I do have some bird stories. The trouble is more trying to figure out which bird story to tell.
Really? You have that many bird stories?
Yeah, I mean, we had several birds when I was growing up.
Oh, okay.
All of them, not all of them, all but one of them, just evil, terrible creatures that we tried to rehabilitate to, return from the dark side. One of them, Kiwi, which, it tried. It almost got there if its life hadn't been cut short in a story that we won't get to tonight. It was horrifying. It wasn't necessarily the smartest, but it was so conniving and it was so vengeful. So we would put padlocks on the cage, and over the course of weeks, it would chew its way through the padlocks, steal master locks, which is weird because it's like an ornate brass enclosure, and it could have just snipped through that.
Oh, let's take a quick look real quick at Malice. They are ready to go. A vicious-looking little bot. They could chew through a steel padlock.
I think
as well.
so. Yeah,
Probably.
Absolutely.
Yeah, look at this bot. They got up off the couch, they walked over, and look, they even had time to clean their table. Like, literally after this fight, they're ready to just go home.
We've been talking about them sitting and chilling, though. The look on their faces shows they have had a long day.
Yeah, they've had a long day.
They put in the effort. Yep. They deserve every bit of little respite they can get at this point in the night.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not been a cakewalk by any means.
No, this is the deepest they've ever gone in this tournament by a long shot.
They didn't know that we were here this late, Kyle.
Yeah.
They thought...
They had no idea the stream kept going this long.
No, they thought we just hung it up and went home.
All right, so we've got about 11 minutes left until we have to go to the next fight. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with maybe another bird story.
MilkTankette, and today we're going to talk about internal geometry considerations. So let's start by talking about what an internal geometry is. So on a part, anything that's inside of the outer shape, it's like holes or slots in our design, and then also anything that's webbed in, like these, are going to be internal geometries that we're going to be talking about today. As a general rule, we like to stay 50% of the material thickness for internal geometries. So let's look at a quick example. We have a material thickness of 100 thousandths. Our internal geometry, say a hole, can be no smaller than 50 thousandths of an inch in diameter. So different materials, thicknesses, and manufacturing methods change the size of internal geometry that you can use when designing. So let's look at two examples and compare them. So the two materials that we're going to compare is a 5052 aluminum at an 1/8 inch thick cut on the fiber laser. And the second is an ABS at a 1/4 inch thick cut on the CNC router. So if we go to the material guidelines on the website and look at 5052 aluminum, we're going to see a minimum hole size of 0.044 inches in diameter. While if we look at the ABS on the website, we're going to see a minimum hole size of 1/8 of an inch in diameter. That's a large difference that should be considered. When considering the bridge thickness, if we look at the 5052 aluminum on the website, we're going to see a minimum bridge thickness of 0.048 inches. But when looking at the ABS at a 1/4 of an inch thick, we have a minimum bridge thickness of also a 1/4 of an inch. Additional things to consider when doing internal geometry on your parts is that excessive internal geometry or removing a lot of material can cause the parts to warp and be fragile in post-production, making the parts unusable. Also, excessive internal geometry can cause us not to be able to do a post-process on your part. So even though it qualifies for our initial checks, we won't be able to deburr your parts in the end. All of these max and min values can be found in the design considerations on the material side of our website. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. I'm Jake with Semtex, and today we're talking about tab and slots. I'm really excited about this. I use tab and slots in my designs all the time, but maybe you're not familiar with tab and slots, so let's talk about what it is first. So originally, you take your design and you have a female slot, so a hole in your part, that'll actually locate into a male tab that goes into that slot that holds it together. So this little box here that I have, we have 4 tabs and slots in each corner. So as I put it together, it holds itself together really nicely, right? And that's the beauty of that design. So if we're needing to weld something together or even hold it in a certain location when we bolt it together, it's a great fixturing mechanism that you can incorporate into your design. So as you're designing this, it's important to remember a couple things with regard to the slot design. Anytime you put a hole in a part, you're introducing a new area in which the part's weak. If it's prone to high vibration or a lot of stress, you might see cracking in the corners of a slot, especially a square type shape. And so if you have a square slot like this, you will eventually see some cracking that'll be in the corners. There's an easy way to reduce this stress and cracking in the corners, and by simply just throwing a little tiny radius in the corner. Just by putting in a small radius like this one, you reduce the stress in the corners substantially and you won't see as much cracking. One important thing to note though, is if you do put a radius in the corners, you do have to increase the size of that slot by the radius in order to make sure that the tab still fits into that slot. You can also chamfer the edge of your tab if you want to do it that way, but you are going to be prone to having a little bit of a sloppier fit, this design. The next best thing that you can do, and this is what I prefer to do if I have the option, is to put a full radius in the corner. So make a full half circle in each corner. That half circle reduces the stress exponentially on this part. And you won't see as much cracking or stressing, if not at all, especially in a high vibrational type situation. But this one, you also have to increase that diameter of the slot, or the width of that slot to your tab, to that full radius of those corners, to ensure that it slides in and fits. A lot of people don't like this because then you end up having a little bit more slop in your design. And that slop in that design sometimes makes it harder for things to be put in the right place. The next best thing is to do a dog bone design. And that's simply putting a hole in each corner, and then softening those edges, radiusing those edges into those corners. What this does is it allows you to have essentially a square hole that has a softened up radius. So you're able to make the slot the same exact dimensional size as the tab. These things that we're doing to the slots, we can also do to the tab. We can soften those radiuses and stuff on the corners of those tabs to create less stress in those corner joints. Lastly, it's important to know the dimensional thickness of your material. It's great, you can go onto our website. When you select the material, you'll see the dimensional thickness in both imperial and metric to fit your guys' needs. When you're designing that slot, we recommend you being at least 0.010 of an inch larger in diameter and width than your tab. Your thickness of your material is gonna be the width of your slot. Make sure you're at least 0.010 of an inch larger than that, and you'll have a nice slip fit. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.
All right, you can see just a beautiful shot here of downtown Norwalk. Lovely vista as we come in a little bit closer for our September 2022 Norwalk Havoc Robot League event. This is the second to last chance I think everyone has to qualify for the finals at the end of the year. And come see us sometime. It is beautiful up here. It's a lovely time to be in Connecticut. And it's a wonderful time to see some robots fight.
That is one thing to say. We are always talking about how this is the biggest field we have ever had, but November ends up being crazier a lot of the time because in November, that is the last chance. That is the time that you have. If you have not qualified yet, that's when you stack up that competition. That's when you bring your bots. Nobody's experimenting in November. Nobody's trying new things. They are just optimizing and trying to win.
Last shot.
Last shot.
Chance.
That's all you got. That's all you got. All right, so I heard that you might have a good story about slots. We just saw a really nice commercial.
Well, that's not quite right, Kyle. What it is I saw at the end of that there was a dog bone. And people are talking a lot about bird stories. And I thought, well, I had an interesting dog story. And I've got a lot of, it's a stretch, let's be honest.
Sure.
But yeah, no, here's the thing. We all had interesting hobbies, right, to get us through the pandemic and to get us this far into the pandemic, I guess I should say. And a lot of people got into true crime. And I saw a story about a Norwalk local who was trying to get their way through the pandemic best they could. And what they had done is they started watching Apple TV on their iPad with their dog. And this was, this whole true crime story was built around this man's story. And what happened was his iPad went down, it broke, and he got desperate. And there's a local shop in Norwalk. It's Patrick O'Malley's Tchotchkes.
Okay.
Right? They sell, little like white elephants, that kind of thing.
Tchotchkes?
Yeah, he lives down the street from this I can't remember the man's name who is featured with the dog, but he goes in, he's like, well, okay, the only way I'm going to afford this new new Apple product is I'm going to go in and rob this man. And, it's a true crime, so it gets a little dark. And he says, I'm going to do whatever I can. And he goes in, and it's late at night. He grabs a lamp, some kind of white elephant lamp off the thing, hits the guy, grabs all the money, and runs.
Okay.
And he's almost immediately arrested. And he goes, and he's in the courtroom and the whole thing. And he talks, and he's got this sad backstory and everything. And the judge was like, just so you know, this is the first known case of a knick-knack paddywhack to buy a dog a phone.
There was so much build-up for that. There was so much build-up for that.
Do you know how much I had to condense that, Kyle? We would have been here all night if I wanted to give all of the details. And that's why true crime is so interesting.
Yes, yes.
Is the trivia that comes out of it.
Oh,
you know,
my
I
goodness.
noticed online also, Kyle, there were some folks perplexed by my T-shirt, which I thought was interesting.
Really?
Yeah, but I just want to say for the people that are trying to figure out what this shirt is, it's futile. We're gonna go up.
All right, so what you see right now is we have jet lag. They are sticking the battery in the bot, plugging it in. They've got 27 seconds left. Top plate's on. Black & Decker drill. Screwing the top plate back on. Doesn't look like they've got any wires hanging out of the top plate. Looks like they've got everything done properly.
Mm-hmm.
Tighten those teeth back in the shop. We saw that earlier. 2, 1, and a little bit of leniency to get these last screws in.
Yeah, I mean, we are strict, but we're not cruel here, Kyle.
Correct, yeah.
A couple of seconds.
We're not going to let 2 screws in a top plate end us. He's got the safety coming on now. Vice grip safety, that's what you want.
That does work. Listen, it doesn't have to be pretty, but it does have to be safe.
Yeah, vice grip safety is totally valid.
Yeah.
Works just fine. Here he comes. He's making the moves. He's making the moves. He's making his way down.
Walk, don't run.
All right, and the competitors walking down the stairs together. Now, just a reminder, if Malice wins this fight, that is it. That is the end. They are the champions. They walk out of here with a golden dumpster and $1,000. However, if Lars pulls out the win, that means we get to go back to the pits. We have 20 minutes for the bots to repair themselves, and they come back to have yet another battle to see who actually wins this championship.
And then we can select a wonderful bird story.
I have one.
Oh, well,
So
you
we'll
know
be
what?
good.
It is your turn.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Make
think
it quick, because I have my bird story to get to. And then you can come back with another, avian tale if you need to.
Oh, I only have one bird story. You're the one with multiple bird
Oh,
stories.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
I don't, I assume everyone has the same feathered background.
No, not at all. We always had cats.
Oh, well, yeah, then you probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't work out well.
No. Well, not for very long. Anyway.
Not for very long. I guess
Unless
it works out
you're
for the cat. Yeah, it works out for the cat.
Suppose.
All right, so they are loading into the box right now. Switches are on, safeties are off. Doors are closing and locking. Here we are. Championship fight. Beetle weight division, the most competitive beetle weight division in the entire world here at Norwalk Havoc. 2 competitors who have yet to be here before. This is their first time in a championship fight. Give it up.
Next in Cage 2, Jet Lag versus Malice.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Malice wins this.
2,
It's all over.
1.
Fight, robots, fight.
Kyle, those weapon-to-weapon hits, the 2 robots bounce back a little bit. That's implying to me these 2 weapons are spinning about the same speed. Neither one's going dramatically faster than the other because neither one is throwing the other backwards until it gets pulled into a wall like that. And down goes the weapon.
Oof.
Oh, I think it's coming back. But that had to take a toll, Kyle.
Yeah, that was not pretty. Oh.
Oh, and then there's a limping drivetrain here.
Having to gyro themselves around the corner of the box.
Both drivetrains limping at this point.
Yeah, this is a tough battle between these 2.
that is a bad spot for Malice to be. However, it does get that unstick. At least it does if it can't work its way off. Still, jet lag not looking like a spring chicken either.
No, definitely not. Dan Barata and Malice.
Not seeing a lot of movement from Malice right now.
No, not at all.
They're going to nuzzle.
He's going to hit it. There we go. Tap out.
The winner is
Your winner
Jetlag.
is jet lag. That means these competitors go back to the pits. They find out what went wrong. They start us all over again. We go to do this one more time. Dan Barata and Malice, this is they have been the dark horse this year, top 5 in every event they've competed in. They're looking to finally close the gap.
Let's go back here. There's a lot of small pops, but it was that one big hit that you just saw on Malice from Jetlag.
Messed everybody up there.
Yeah, everyone came away punch drunk.
Yeah.
Frankly, it was nothing was quite the same after that.
No, not good. Not good at all.
Well, you know, Kyle, what happens if you're in a corner like that, right? A 3-pound robot only has 3 pounds of weight behind it.
Sure.
Now, granted, it has a lot of kinetic energy too, but still, it only has 3 pounds to push a lot of times with.
Yep.
However, if you're up against a wall, this arena weighs how much? I mean, you are sandwiched between, and there's a lot more force that can be pushed onto a lot more places that wouldn't usually see that force.
Makes perfect sense, yeah.
And that can really make for some explosive damage in a way that an interaction in the center of the arena just can't have.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, it's the difference between falling on concrete and falling on grass. You know, you have a little bit more of a give and a leeway.
Yeah, I mean, if I was going to get hit by a truck, I would want to get hit in the middle of the road, not against a wall.
Exactly, yeah. You want to fly across the road. You don't want to get smacked into a
neither
building.
one sounds fun. And
but
this
if you had a choice.
If I was going to pick one.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I'd pick the rail car, train line, trolley problem that puts me... Pull the lever that puts me on the thing without the brick wall at the end.
Yes, absolutely. Nobody ever pulls that lever that stops the train, though. It really bothers me.
Yeah, it's... well, it's too late for that, Kyle.
It's too late.
It's too late for that at night. It's too late because the train has already passed the lever.
That's probably true, yeah.
It's too late because lots of people have pulled other levers and our deaths are inevitable.
And we know the brakes on trains don't work that well. It's a whole thing.
Right, it could. Why even pull the lever?
Yeah. At that point, just walk away.
Just walk away.
Hey, this isn't my problem anymore. I'm out.
Yeah. Don't take any of this advice, folks. Please, if you can save people by pulling train levers,
do it.
In fact, you know, even if you're not saving anyone, just if you see a lever, I recommend
and
pulling
there's trains coming, always pull it.
Yeah.
No.
Nothing bad will happen.
Don't do that.
That's Norwalk Havoc's official stance. Nothing bad will happen if you pull
Nothing bad will happen if you pull the levers, yes. And set it on fire. It will probably be fine. That is also our just blanket statement as far as...
Don't do both.
True.
Don't set the lever on fire.
How would you pull it?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
Oh, that's so funny. All right.
It's not.
Bird stories.
Birds. Yeah, please. Kyle, enlighten me.
All right. So my younger sibling, Julia, has a significant other.
Okay.
Significant other had a lot of work to do to gain favor with my parents.
Oh.
Don't know why. There was just some personality clashes there, right? So
sure. Buy your parents a bird. I got it.
No, but Julia has had this bird named Bella. And Julia was supposed to bring Bella back home with her to Tennessee after this Christmas visit, right? So that's part of why they're there, and they're going to collect the bird and bring it back to Tennessee. My parents have been taking care of the bird for the past year or so. And so Julia goes to introduce her significant other to the bird.
Right.
Opens the cage. The bird flings itself out of the cage, attaches herself to his face, and his immediate response is to scream the most high-pitched, blood-curdling scream you have ever heard in your entire life.
Like glass.
Yeah, no, but he literally cowered to the floor and started shaking. Turns out, and he doesn't tell anybody this, deathly afraid, like irrationally afraid of birds.
Wow.
But tried to
put on
temper himself
a brave face for this particular circumstance. It fell apart as soon as the bird attached itself to his face. He collapsed. And the worst part is, we all started laughing so hard.
Well, yeah.
I mean, and what else are you going to do?
No jury's going to convict you.
No, but I mean, like, it was one of those situations where this poor man is having just a nervous breakdown on the floor. His worst fear has come to light.
Mm-hmm.
And all of these people who he is trying to impress are now cackling at him. It was the worst situation in the entire world. Needless to say, the bird still lives with my parents.
Yeah, I don't think that's coming home to roost anytime soon.
No.
Man, that is...
Yeah, that's my only bird story. It's a rough one.
Yeah, rough for the significant other.
Yeah.
Especially.
He's still in her life. They have a great relationship.
Oh, that's
Everything's
wonderful.
awesome.
Well,
Yeah, they run a
congratulations
record
to them.
business together. I mean, they're doing great.
Oh.
And, he's not deathly afraid of birds.
It's like Cockatiel Records or something. It's... I don't know. That's probably a terrible idea.
No, don't do that to the poor guy.
No.
But no, yeah, they're doing great. They don't live with the bird, so that's fine.
Yeah, so he's happy, she's happy, everybody. It's the happiest season.
It's the happiest season without birds. But no, we didn't grow up with birds. That was like later. That was after I moved out.
Oh.
And all that.
Yeah, empty nest. You fill it
with a bird.
With a bird.
Yeah.
It only makes sense.
Yeah. So you grew up with a lot of birds.
No, I mean there were often birds, and it was a rotating door of because there were a lot. I had snakes too, and I had guinea pigs, and there were dogs, and there were turtles and frogs. I'll tell you all about them later. Not right now. Right now, we're doing what, Kyle?
We're gonna go talk to Allie. She's got Malice. We're gonna find out what happened in this fight and why Malice is the way it is right now.
Well, also some interesting news is they are going to continue with a completely new robot, correct?
Ready.
All right. What happened in that last fight? Let's recap it real quick.
There's some stuff that's hard to notice in the pits. We didn't put it in the test box. It looked all good for a visual inspection. As soon as we got it in and the fight started, I didn't have one side of my drive. And I noticed my weapon wasn't happy spinning up. So it wasn't at 100%. And then after those exchanges, it was just off the rails, cutting out, and we had to pull the cord.
And this is the new one right here?
Yeah. So as far as we could tell, should be running at 100% in this next match. So we'll see how it goes.
And so do you have any strategy going into this next one? I know the last one was a little bit short. Again, you had issues going in, but you did at least get to see your opponent real quick. Learn anything in those quick seconds?
Yeah, well, we've been watching them all day. We're going to keep our strategy the same as it's been. We'll try to stay straight and aggressive and just get in there for those big hits, and hopefully we could end it quick.
And walk home with a golden dumpster, all right?
Cool. Would be cool.
All right, we will see you out there. Thanks for talking with us.
You know, if Dan wins today, I think there's a good chance the tie-dyed variant of the NHRL shirt might actually become a purchasable product in our merch store.
Yeah, I think there was all of two of those in there once upon a time. I think they were there, but they've just disappeared because no one has elevated them to championship status.
That's exactly right, and that's what Dan's here to do today. It's actually a ploy by the marketing team to...
it's a ploy by Big Tie-Dye, Kyle.
It's a ploy by Big Tie-Dye.
It's a plant. They're well-funded, they're well-organized, and we need to strike back now if we don't want them to take over.
Now, truth be told, Dan Brada has been doing very well at these tournaments. The last 5 events that he had, he's been in the top 5. A real dark horse throughout this entire thing. So he's really hoping to to bring it home. Now, this is a completely different situation over here. He does not have a separate bot to go off into. He's got to make what he's got work.
Mm-hmm. It's a tall order. Again, he doesn't seem frantic, and I don't know if that's because he is well collected, or if he really just doesn't have that much to do. There's no shortage of things you could do.
Yeah, I mean, he's moving quickly. You know what I mean? He definitely doesn't look frantic, but he is definitely efficient in his movements back there.
Yeah, and you got to remember, too, we're putting a camera directly in his face.
You can't pay any attention to that at this point in the night, though. You
well,
just
yeah,
got to ignore it. You've got to just pretend like you're all by yourself. You're in the zone.
It all fades away at a certain point, and it's not like he hasn't been in this spot before. I mean, maybe not quite this deep, but
only having a few minutes before he has to be out for a fight. He knows how that feels.
Right,
yeah,
right.
He knows how to make that
This is
happen.
a practiced chaos.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's got the support of his family and his team behind him. He's going to be fine. 12 whole minutes, that's an eternity in robot combat.
Right, well, for a 3-pound robot, anyway.
Yeah, for a 3-pound robot.
I mean, the time just goes up exponentially. The poor 30-pound robots, when they have to turn around something in a short period of time,
They still get 20 minutes. It's very fast.
They should be getting 20 minutes per 3 pounds. if you
Really?
ask. That's what I think. That's 200 minutes for a 30-pound robot.
That would add so much time to our
We would
tournament.
be here for weeks.
Yeah.
Think of all the bird stories you could get. Think of them. Don't let this happen.
It would be amazing. It would be Norwalk, Havoc, and birds.
Yeah. It's true. Bird walk havoc. I got nothing.
This is an entire subgenre that we could go into.
Yeah, it is.
Right after our ASMR channel kicks off, maybe we'll be able to do that.
The jokes we make here tonight will be an albatross around our neck for all eternity. You know this.
I do. Okay. I'm aware. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? It is what it is. But yeah, so we have about 10 minutes left on the clock for both of these competitors. They are in various states of array, I suppose you could say, trying to get their bots ready to come back into the arena.
Array or dis.
Yeah, or dis, right. Malice, it looks like they just want to test that secondary bot, make sure it's all functioning, actually put it in the test box. Now, question, as a competitor, would you have thrown your bots into the test box after a visual inspection just to make sure?
I mean,
with that much time?
That's the thing. With that much time, I would have tested more than once, frankly. Yeah. There's so much that can happen. That is a chassis that has made it through a long day.
Yeah.
Your robot's not going to behave the same, even if it's survived, even if it's put back together. It's not going to behave exactly the same way after every fight. Or at the very least, you need to understand the risk that it might not behave the same way.
Yeah,
and to me, that means putting it in the test box, doing a little test driving, maybe doing a little gyro dancing, figuring out what's different, if anything, and planning ahead for that.
Yeah.
Then again, like we said, there is something large to be said for the possibility of going into a fight well rested.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
And that's a trade-off you got to make.
That's true. I always think about situations where, like Jameson Go, one of the most prepared and meticulous designers and builders that we have at this tournament.
Yeah, I assume he hasn't slept since the 90s.
That's likely. Yeah, he would have been what, like 12, 13 back then?
Something in that range.
Yeah. But he discovered
children sleep, men
in
build.
one of these very circumstances at the end of the night, getting ready for a final, that, oh, you know what he should be keeping track of? He should be keeping track of how long certain components have been in the bot and working.
Precisely.
Because things go bad.
Yeah, there's a service life to a lot of parts in robots.
Makes perfect sense.
And you can see, speaking of service here, the work is of servicing these robots is just going on and on. I shouldn't say on and on. It is marching ever towards that 20-minute mark.
Yeah, he's actually looking like he's getting into the buttoning up phase right now, actually.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice if he just made his way down here early?
He's making some wire connections. He looks like he's just making sure his weapon's got motion and is not bound up.
He's making sure that the fidget spins.
Ah, that's good.
Yeah, it's for those of us that get easily distracted, it's a very good thing when the fidget spins.
It's super important. Yeah, he's got some motion on that weapon. That's nice. It's loosey-goosey. He's got to put the wheel guards on. Interesting. Looks like those are some freshy wheel guards that he put on there.
Yeah, I think, I mean, if he's not going to use them now, when is he going to use them? If he's got them in supply, now is the moment to throw them on the robot. Every little bit of damage could make a difference. And those wheel guards, right, they don't seem, they're supposed to be ablative. They're supposed to be a part that could get hit and torn off easily or take a bunch of hits and be okay if they do get hit. But what can happen as they get damaged is they get frayed up and you can end up high centering, or not quite high centering, but causing mobility issues for your robot. So you might not throw another $10, $20, whatever those wheel guards cost every fight. But when it's this high stakes, when you're this close to the end, when it's all on the line, you're going to throw every part you have at it.
We just heard from Control that and I'm not sure which motors that we're talking about here, but I'm pretty sure it's the weapon motor. The magnets inside of the motor have shattered, but he's convinced it will still spin up.
My.
Yeah.
I mean, that is often true.
Sure.
The question is how long?
Yeah, you've got a limited shelf life on that.
Yeah, every little vibration, and especially every hit, every exchange you have with your opponent, those little bits of magnet. Here's what happens, for those that don't know, that when you have a brushless magnet like that, or a brushless motor like this with magnets on the inside, the magnets stick themselves usually to the outside of the can, we call it, of the motor.
Makes sense.
So that even if the glue is gone, even if they break apart, they're still in place.
Yeah.
But nothing that secure is holding them there. And what will happen is as soon as some hit happens, as soon as you get hit by someone else or you hit some other robot, those things are going to want to go flying.
Right, the centrifugal force that's kind of holding them in place up against the edge of that can, that's now disrupted.
Yeah, that's now suddenly going to want to spin those parts. And there's a very tiny gap. I mean, you're less than a millimeter gap sometimes. And now you've got those chunks of motor, and they just want to get thrown dramatically into that very tiny space of very high spinning objects.
Yeah.
It's kind of like having a bunch of delicate refrigerator magnets above your garbage disposal.
Yes,
and just hoping they don't fall off when you start flicking them about.
All right, so we are in the test box. We are checking to make sure that the bot actually spins up and runs. We got some twitchy. It's twitching, it's moving. That's good.
He's finding out if that's true that the thing is he's going to find out if it's true that this thing is able to spin or not. A twitch is great, but I didn't see it spin.
No, I didn't even see a spin up there at all. I don't know if he was able to accomplish that. But he seems satisfied with the test that he wanted to run, so whatever he was worried about, obviously he's not worried about anymore. He's just out of time.
Yeah, I mean, that's a bold move either way, but when you're this deep in and you just frankly don't have time to change out a motor, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just knowing when you go in if your strategy is using your weapon or if your strategy is being a control bot, you know? He's just got to know that coming in, and hard to say at this point.
Yeah, and I, frankly, not that I would do this, but there's also the chance of, do I go in at all? There's nothing forcing him to do that.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, at this point, what's he got to lose?
Well, these robots aren't cheap either.
That's true.
So it could, and he's already got $400 that he's going to come out of this with, at least.
He's hot gluing right now.
I think this is a good sign for his spirits. I'm just curious what happens. I don't know if it's going to be a good sign for his chances. Oh, he's got a look of consternation on his face there.
Yeah, this could go either way for him. 3 minutes, 43 seconds. That's a lot of drama on that guy's face.
Look at that. Him moving that weapon back and forth and that look on his face. He can I can feel it from here. He can feel the crunch of those magnets inside the motor.
Oh, that's a scary thought.
It's a scary thought. And here's the thing. There's a million little wires. Inside it, there's windings, they're called.
Yep.
Just thousands of little coils of wire. And each time one of those little bits of magnet drags across one, those wires get cut a little more.
Yep.
And a little more.
Just more frayed, more shredded.
Yep. And eventually those wires, they either break or they short out. And that's when your robot catches on fire.
Yeah, makes sense. And he knows it's coming.
He knows it's coming. It's a question of, does it happen in the first hit? Does it happen in the 10th hit? Does it happen, after the match is over?
Yeah, when the bell rings.
When
exactly.
the bell rings.
Yeah.
And if he makes it through oh, buddy. This is a rough spot to be. We don't mean to make light of it. You hate to get this deep in the tournament. You've been driving.
Yeah, and you've been driving so well all day. You've been so vicious throughout the entire day.
Right, and you can see on his face, this robot is not going to go in at 100%. It's a question of, is it going to go in at 50% or is it going to go in at 30%?
Yeah, and how long will it be able to maintain that 30%, that 50%?
Yeah, you ever see, I don't, things have come a long way. But like I remember in high school being in like a soccer game, a championship at the end, and like spraining my ankle, and they're like, "Yeah, just run on it; it'll make it feel better." Like, you know, get through. Do you get through the championship?
Yep.
And just hope it doesn't give out on you.
Absolutely.
Or you play it safe, and that is a brutal decision to make, especially at 12:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
in the finals.
Yeah, when you're 14 years old.
When you're 14 years old. And I think I speak for everyone here. Listen, take care of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is supposed to be fun. You don't have to do something you're not comfortable with.
Yep.
At the same time, give it 110%, and no matter what happens, everyone at home is going to be cheering for you. Everyone here behind the desk, all two of us, but everyone who's left who hasn't collapsed from exhaustion of a 12-hour stream
is absolutely going to be cheering for you. Yeah, absolutely.
There's no bad outcome here.
And the only thing you don't want to have coming out of this tournament is regrets.
Right.
And if it makes sense to you, to come in and compete with that bot, not at 100%, when you know something's going to fail.
When I was 14, if you told me, hey, you can risk this robot that you spent all these hours on and all this money on.
Yeah.
You know, you never know when a $50 motor wheel assembly, that could be a year's spending money for someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sometimes you want to conserve that, and that's okay too.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
That said, we are very thankful for everyone that puts their hard-earned money, their hard-built robots on the line for our entertainment and for theirs. We're eager to see this in the arena. I'm excited to see how it does, regardless of what level of functionality we've got. The crowd is obviously excited too, Kyle.
Absolutely.
You can hear them cheering. This is going to be a match where I'm excited to see what happens no matter what.
This is the best showing we've seen from either of these robots no matter what. Both of these builders absolutely doing phenomenal work. Lars having the night of his life, as it were. Dan really showing his mettle.
Regardless of the state of that robot, he had no hesitation hitting that ready button.
Absolutely. That is what we love to see. Little good luck kiss before the fight for Dan. Good for him. This is going to be a great match.
Next in Cage 2, Malice versus Jetlag.
8.
Here we go. This is the final, ladies and gentlemen.
4.
All on the
3,
line.
2, 1.
Fight, robots, fight.
And it's spun up.
Weapon up to speed. Both bots kind of wandering. Nice hit there from Jetlag. Jetlag knocking Malice up against the wall.
Brutal attack. Huge hit. Huge, Kyle.
Nasty hit there. The weapon on Jetlag does not seem to be working, but the weapon on Malice is vicious at this point.
What a hit.
Oh, we got a little bit of twitch on that weapon from Jetlag. Will it spring to life? They get their unstick from Brett the Brick.
Oh, and we have drive issues on the left-hand side of Jetlag.
Yeah, that was something we've seen a little bit of at the beginning of this match. Looks like we've got some drive issues on Malice as well. Both of these bots not operating at 100%.
No, I mean, frankly, clearly Malice has an edge here, but it is still anyone's game. This is not over yet.
Heck no, 1 minute and 58 seconds left in this fight.
That ablative armor, ablating well. Functioning now as a claw, trying to reach around its opponent.
An aggressive hug, if you will.
Yeah. Oh, and there's Jetlag seeming to go down. That may be the end of mobility for that robot. If so, I sense a countdown coming soon.
Absolutely. Little victory gyro dancing for Malice here.
Knockout.
Yes, and your September champion, Dan Beretta and Malice. Congratulations.
Bravo. Really?
Absolutely, and another big congratulations to Lars. What a hard-fought tournament.
Could not be better earned. So
So
we're gonna
this
go to
is
the
the
replay.
replay.
Look,
Look at
there's
that
that
hit.
immense
That's the
hit.
one. That's what changed the entirety of the game. The weapon went down on jet lag.
All those magnets we talked about now scattered on the inside of that motor.
What was crunchy is now just completely bound up.
You know what, though? It gave it all it had.
Yeah.
Every last ounce of fight that was left in that robot was laid on the line, and it put on a great show.
It put on a phenomenal show. Thank you so much for putting your time and effort into this, Lars. This has been an absolutely amazing run for you. Listen, he's coming back in December.
Yeah, I mean, he made the finals. He's there.
He's there.
This was for gravy and spending money.
Absolutely, yeah. he's
Gravy,
already
glory,
made it.
and money.
Well, let's go to Allie right now, who has Lars.
Lars is probably the most excited, happiest person who's here right now, despite the outcome of that match. I mean, talking to you briefly while you're repairing your robot, I've never seen someone so happy to be here. How are you feeling?
Like, this is never supposed to happen. I was coming here to do like 2 fights, fight Johnny, and then like go home. I had no spares, I had no parts, I had no time, and it managed to pull out like a 2nd place, which is so stupid. Like, there's no way this should have worked. This robot should be dead 70 times over. It just keeps working. God damn it.
How do you explain your performance? It can't all be luck.
I battle hardened all the motors. The drive was very good. Malice hits like a train. I fought it a few times. So it's like, it's not a bad loss, especially when I have no parts. The drum motor magnet shattered, which I could have probably prevented if I had more time. And the wheel guards, the frame is done. All the screws have pulled out. I had to do something different with the weapon shaft. Like, the thing is like mangled if you look at it. Like, the front plate is destroyed. It's just like, there's like nothing like perfect on this robot anymore.
I'm gonna sneeze and I have one question.
Wow.
We're back. Well, for the sneeze, Neil? All right, we're going back to the last question. It is, all in all, how are you feeling about today?
I'm just like happy I qualified. I would have been happy if I qualified, lost to Apex, and then would have been out. But like getting 2nd with a robot that like really shouldn't be here. I didn't have spares or anything. It's just, it's so amazing. It's like, what the heck just happened?
We'll leave it at that. What the heck just happened? Congratulations. We can't wait to see you back.
Yep. Thank you.
That is amazing.
Bravo. A beautiful performance, a beautiful speech.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what you get out of 2nd place.
That is what you get out of 2nd place. Lars, I hope you take yourself just a little bit more seriously going into the final. You obviously are an incredibly talented driver, an incredibly talented builder. You deserve this win. You deserve to hit 2nd place in this tournament. You did such a phenomenal job throughout the day today. So many amazing performances. Cannot wait to see what you come back with in December. Absolutely amazing. All right, so let's go back and see the winner of the Golden Dumpster, the dark horse themselves, Malice.
Celebrate.
Woo!
Aww.
All right, a late night, but worth it. You know, the first question I always ask the winners is just, how are you feeling right now when you look back at this long day?
It's been a long day, a little tired. Not exactly the way we wanted or imagined to win. You know, you don't exactly feel like it was well-deserved, but we got there in the end. So feeling pretty good now.
So it didn't come easy. You had to fight twice. Explain. I know you did a little bit upstairs, but for anyone who might have missed it, what happened?
It was a similar issue. We lost our drive immediately on one side. A tire issue, easy to overlook, I guess, but we got there. That was our main problem.
Unbelievably strong performance. Sum it up for me, your whole day here. And if you could, in one word, could you choose one word?
Attrition, you know? It's just who can outlast who at this point, you know? Sometimes it feels like rock, paper, scissors, and luckily we were rock most of the time and they were scissors, you know?
You were. Congratulations. Celebrate one more time for me. Woo!
Yeah!
Making it rain in the NHRL Winners Circle.
So that is it for our stream. We have crowned 3 champions. We have had an amazing night.
Absolutely amazing.
We will see you all again in November. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much for everybody here at NHRL. Thank you so much for everybody for your hard work today and all the competitors for coming out and entertaining us. See you in November.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Good night.